Hello, my name is Matthegeek and I am Crazy Camel approved.
Hey there guys, welcome back to another ChaosNova.com podcast with myself, Nox1,
That
Matt the
would be
Geek,
you saying hello. Hello!
and Captain Dave.
What's up?
Unfortunately, Awesome Endeavours couldn't join us this week because he is off being social in real life. So hopefully me, Matt and Captain Dave can soldier on through and bring you an entertaining and enjoyable podcast. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to do your introductions. Say hello.
Guests first, Mr.
Do you
Dave.
want to go first, Matt?
Oh, no, you can go first, sir.
Oh, well. Best introduce myself like everyone knows how, and that's what's up, guys. My name's Captain Dave, and welcome to the podcast.
Fantastic. So just give us sort of brief insight into your channel. You sort of do more live streamy thing, don't you?
Not necessarily live streams. I've always wanted to do live streams, but I've honestly never just had the time and the patience to try and get it all set up. But I do more sort of like the it wasn't really how I planned it, but my channel was focused mainly around sort of superhero and comic related games. So if you're ever a fan of like superheroes and comics, it's all to do with Marvel and DC mainly. But I've kind of been branching off a bit recently and doing stuff. It's still connected to comics vaguely, but I've been branching off. I did a bit of The Walking Dead. I've now started the Mass Effect trilogy, which is my favourite game, hands down. It's so good. But yeah, I just do sort of walkthroughs of comic book games, anything to do with Marvel, DC, and also been branching off to stuff like Mass Effect and upload every day. So yeah,
sweet.
that's about it really.
Huh. Did you do Injustice, Gods Among Us?
No, everyone kept asking about that. Everyone kept saying, "Am I going to do it?" And
it looks like a
technically
fantastic game.
It is all right, and I played it around a friend's house. I played it, not meaning to plug another person's video, but some people I know run the Geek Space channel. I played it with them, and they actually uploaded it on their thing. I did very badly because I'd never played the game before. But the thing is, I like superheroes and all that sort of stuff. But fighting sort of games like that, it doesn't matter. I always tend to think it doesn't matter how good you make them. It's still a fighting game. It's like they've done all this stuff where you can knock people into other worlds and other scenes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it still is punch, punch, kick, kick. And it's fun, but I get bored of it very quickly. 2-3 games and I'm done.
I can totally agree with you, but at the same time, if you played Mortal Kombat, I think it was the last Mortal Kombat that came out, I got to say that game was pretty amazing for a fighting game. And I think Injustice Gods Among Us uses the same engine. I could be wrong there, or a similar engine as the Mortal Kombat engine. So, yeah. But I'm sure we'll touch more on that later in the guest discussion. I think we should probably go to more introductions.
Yes, sorry, Matt.
That's fine. I was building for suspense there. It's all good.
We thought you'd fallen asleep on us.
Yes. Anyway, everyone knows my channel by now, hopefully, which is random stuff, mostly blind Let's Plays at the moment, and the occasional game that I've played before and I'm absolutely in love with, like Two Worlds and stuff like that. And Left 4 Dead.
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge, I do love Mirror's Edge, and you hate Mirror's Edge, which means you fail.
I don't like Mirror's Edge at all.
I mean, how can anyone hate Mirror's Edge but love Sonic 3D so much?
I don't like Sonic 3D.
That's not what you keep telling me.
Hatred. Like, I do not. Sonic 3D ruined the franchise. Anyway, I'm going to do my introduction now because I think it's my turn. Is it my turn? I think it is my turn.
Go for it.
Everyone probably knows my channel by now. We've been doing the podcast now for I think 4 months, which is kind of exciting. Woo! 4 months podcast.
Yay!
And I basically just do sort of story.
Pom-poms.
Yay! Pom-poms are shaking and whirling batons and all that good stuff. Playing trumpets.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I just do sort of story-driven first-person shooters, and I'm playing Defiance at the moment, and I run the Chaoscraft server. So yeah, that's pretty much my channel, and check it out if you've got time. Check out everyone else's as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose actually, I just realised I didn't mention. If anyone did want to check it out, it's the Captain of Dave. I just realised I should probably mention that.
Yeah,
Just
it's all right.
telling everyone about it, but you have to find it on your own.
3 people isn't as much of a stretch as 4 people is, so I'm sure we might actually be able to do the links this month. So
I don't know.
maybe it's a bit of a stretch.
I'm
there
sure
may
I'll get
actually
around
be
to it at
links
some
downstairs
point.
in the description.
There will be. There'll be links to all the channels at least.
Yeah,
It depends how lazy I get.
that'll be the basic thing at least. And maybe if you're lucky, we might even upload or put in the descriptions where you can find the videos that the clips go with as well.
No, no, we can't.
No. Oh. So, Captain
Nope.
Dave,
Is
what
that-
have you been playing this week or this month even?
What have I been playing this month? Well, if any of you guys knew me in real life, you'd know how funny that question is. Because I've been playing the same thing I always play, and that is Mass Effect. I first started playing that game at Christmas. I got the trilogy, and it took me a month to complete each one because other than life stuff, I really grinded at it to do everything, like every side quest, world, everything. It took me forever. But now I've actually finished playing all 3 of them. I'm now going through and recording all 3 for the channel as well.
Oh,
So,
fantastic.
So doing the same thing I've always done, I'm playing Mass Effect, but alongside that, I've also been playing Batman Arkham City.
Oh, sweet.
well.
Which
Because
hang on, is that one better than Asylum? Because people keep recommending one to me, and I can never remember if it's Asylum or City.
Everyone says City's better. I personally liked Asylum better. But that's
Fair
mainly
enough.
because I'm a huge fan of films and games where they all take place in, like, the whole thing takes place in one area. I don't know why, I always love films like that as well. It kind of, Arkham Asylum kind of reminds me of Die Hard. Mainly, I don't know, maybe just because you go in vents so much, I don't know. But it's kind of cool because you spend the whole game going around the same places, but it changes as you're going around according to who's broken out and whatever. But City's good. I just felt, I don't know, if you like open world games, you'd probably like City a lot better. But I just tend to find City, I felt they chucked too much at you at one go. I just was like, well, I'm supposed to do this now, am I supposed to do that? And I spent so much time trying to decide what to do, I didn't actually enjoy myself. That might sound a bit stupid, but I'm kind of OCD when I play my games. So.
I think
City has a really cool story, don't get me wrong. If you just follow the story and ignore everything else, it's really cool. But I personally just preferred Asylum.
See, I was wanting to play Batman, both of them, blind completely, and when I saw just a little bit of your video, I was like, damn it, I have to watch this now. I just have to watch this.
It is a really cool game, and I think I said it at the end of like my Asylum walkthrough as well. But it set the bar. It really, because comic book games and superhero games, they always sort of like, you look at them in the same way you look at games that are based from films, where they're sort of rushed and they're really crappy. But then Batman Arkham Asylum come out, and it was like, oh god, superhero games can actually make decent games. You know, the combat was fantastic. It was a brilliant combat system, which I still don't think a game's actually beaten yet, or at least not one that I've played. But it's just every punch hit and you countered it. It was just, I don't know, it's just so fluid. I loved it.
It's good when a game's fight system can satisfy, do you know what I mean? Like, you actually feel satisfied fighting people. That's quite unique.
You felt like you actually needed skill to beat them. Because, I mean, I like games sometimes, where you're just punching and kicking, and you don't necessarily have to direct it. You just need to be aimed in their general vicinity, and you'll hit them. I like games like that, but I felt a game like Batman and also, it was also kind of the same in The Amazing Spider-Man when that game came out. And every punch and kick landed, and the character you hit reacted to where you hit them, if you see what I mean. As opposed to you just sort of like firing out a whip and it hitting like 20-odd people, it was kind of cool to actually, I don't know, it made it feel like you were actually being the character more.
I think that's the thing about comic books is it's good to have that visceral feeling, like the whole, do you know what I mean, the connection, and like make it feel a bit comic booky, if that makes sense. So, I don't know.
Yeah. And it's like before I did all that, I played a lot of the Spider-Man games like Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions, which are both great games, but they're the sort of thing where you make like a big web fist and then you're just hitting a whole bunch of enemies and trying to get massive combos. But when you get a combo in Arkham Asylum and City, you feel like you've earned it, because every punch you had to aim and you had to counter people trying to attack you, and you felt like you earned your combo a lot more, and you felt satisfied when you get that.
Pretty in depth, if you ask me. It sounds like you really got to know what you're doing with it. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you can just easily just run through and throw a batarang at someone. I mean, you can make it really easy for yourself. Once I start a fight, I like the combo not to break until everyone's down. So when you get that like times 60 or times 80 flashing in your face, you're like, yeah, I did that.
The last video you uploaded actually for it, you had a times 45 combat in there.
Oh, nice.
But the video before that, I think you managed 10 at the most because you kept getting beaten up.
Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. I think in that last one, I wasn't really on top form. I'm not gonna lie, so I was so happy when I got that.
You was like,
you have those days when you record. Yeah, you have those days when you record, and after the first 10 minutes, you think I should not have started recording today.
No,
it's just not the day. You know? When your
Oh.
mind goes blank and you just can't think of anything to say.
Yeah.
Talking of mine's going blank. Matt, what have you been up to this month?
This month I've been playing Darksiders, which is very, very nearly completed, and I can't wait to finish that. I absolutely love the game, but I think it's time to move on to something different, really. And that's pretty much, well, that and Minecraft, that's all I've been uploading to my channel, really.
Minecraft!
This might sound a bit new. This might sound a bit noobish. What is Siders actually about? Because I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but I've never seen it myself.
Some people have described it as sort of like a Zelda, but it's not really a Zelda. It's Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. You play as War from there, and you basically get set up. So you go down to Earth to stop the invasion from happening, but you get told you're not supposed to have been there, and neither were they, and you weren't supposed to interfere, but then you were. So it's all like someone is screwing you to basically get you killed off because it will foil their plans, and then other than that, it's just a hack and slash game, really. But it's really brutal in some places, you know. It's just like, oh, you stick a sword in this dude's chest, rip it up through his body, and then just slam him against the floor. It's like, oh,
kind of like God of War brutal.
Yeah, I get a feeling it's like that. I've never played a God of War, but I've seen a bit of it. And it's just quite. Like, oh my god, did not expect that. But it's got some tough puzzles in there, and some. Yeah, you've got to think how to do this. It's like, God damn it, why can't I do this? And it's like, oh, I was just in the wrong place. Now I feel silly.
And you go to cheat, and you think, no, I'm gonna do it, and you actually get it done. You're like, yes, I didn't cheat.
I'll admit, I had to look up a walkthrough just on one bit to know where I was going, but I was apparently in the wrong area. So I was like, well, no wonder I didn't know that. It didn't tell me to go elsewhere. But other than that, I've figured it out.
The one time I have been so close to consulting a guide, Adam's Venture. There's a bit in that game, where you've got to run to a gate that falls down. Oh my god, I was this fucking close to consulting a guide. You've got no idea. That game. Ugh, that game. And I've still got to do Adam's Venture 3, because if I don't complete the set. Damn it. But,
that's always the problem with playing a trilogy or whatnot. You got to play them all, and it's like, I didn't like that one. Damn it, I want to move on.
The first one was really good, and it reminded me of sort of like a modern age Broken Sword in a way. Not a very good modern age Broken Sword, but it was still sort of like close. And the jokes were kind of false, but I still kind of enjoyed playing it. And then the second one came out, and it was like, this feels a bit like... It feels like, you know, how Sonic 1 came out, and that was really good, and then Sonic 2 came out, and that wasn't as good, and then Sonic 3 came out, and it was the best. Sort of, I'm hoping that when I get to Adam's Venture 3, it's going to be really, really good. Yeah.
I've never played them either, but I'm sure they're good.
Anything else?
Things I've been playing is Left 4 Dead. Got back into that, playing semi-serious games on that. Oh, everyone takes it too seriously on Xbox, and I like to be a part of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they really? I can't see anyone ever taking Left 4 Dead seriously.
Oh,
it just seems like such a fun game.
It is such a fun game, but they have like their little set teams or friends they play with, and you're not allowed to take a med kit at the start of the game. You're not allowed to use a Molotov. You're not allowed to take a shotgun. Basically, it's like, really? Come on, just play. Yeah, you can't take power weapons till level 4. There's this whole underground on there of elite players.
I would have thought that you would be able to, like, if you were setting yourself these little private rules, you'd be able to, like, restrict the amount of people that join.
Well,
Because,
yeah.
like, say you and a buddy wanted to do it one way, then wouldn't you just like close the lobby so 2 other people didn't join?
Oh yeah, you can do that. You can put it to private and whatnot, so it's invite only. But
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
pretty
in
much
that
a
case, I'll tell them to
general
stop
sense of
whining.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean like kind of like there was with stuff like Call of Duty where you can't use a certain gun because it's too overpowered and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
that
It's basically
sort of
if you're
jazz.
playing like these
Yeah.
games where it's like it's all about pride. If we beat them, we're good. It's like just play. And that's why I usually end up trolling people on my team.
You know the
They're
game's
friends
going to
of mine.
end badly when the person's like walking in going trollolololololol. It's like, yeah, he seems like a legit player.
See, I'll tell you
Oh,
what, right?
God.
I walk in doing that, but I end up doing pretty dang well. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I've just fucked everything. Oh dear. But I'm better than some of the people I've seen on there. And definitely better than this one guy who didn't know how to use the right thumbstick.
Oh.
He didn't know how to look left, right, up or down. He just ran the whole way through, not moving it. And he got immediately
Do you
killed.
think he was like? Do you think in real life he was terrified? And he like, like behind the computer, he's sitting there going, ah, ah, just like charging through.
No.
Every man for himself.
Oh.
Man,
been
I'm
playing-
You best a
pocket.
little kid.
I think it was something like John Smith 1998 or something like that. It was ridiculous. Not even
Sure,
that. I
that's
think it was
his
like
real name.
2001. it was just, it was just like the gamer tag. You knew that was their age on the end of it. It was like 2000
Yeah.
something maybe. I don't know. It's like wow.
Does it ever shock you when you see usernames like that and then you forget that those numbers sometimes represent their age? Because like you see like 88 and 86 and we look at that at our age and think, oh, that's their age. But then you look
Yeah.
at stuff like 91 and 95 and you forget that, oh crap, that's actually
Yeah.
that's actually like the
That's
age
like
now.
16. That's 16, 18.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn.
When I was your age, all of this was fields. Right,
Yeah.
we're getting old, guys.
Oh no.
Except for now, instead of saying that, we go, when I was your age, we used the dial tone.
When I was your age, Commodore was old. And now you've never even heard of it.
When I was your age, you couldn't use the internet and phone at the same time.
We had floppy disks.
I was just about to say that. I had to ask my mum's permission to use the internet.
That's it.
It's
I'd be like,
one
"Mum, I'm
that
expecting a phone call.
I've been playing the usual Defiance Chaoscraft this week, and I've also been playing Syndicate. And that game came out in 1991, and they've remade it for like 2010, and it's completely different because the original was just like a top-down sort of squad-based, sort of turn-based shooter, I guess you could call it. And like you look down on all your people. Now it's a first-person shooter, and that threw me a little bit. But yeah, Syndicate. I've been playing Syndicate, and it feels great. But the campaign, 3 hours long if you speedrun it. So, not good.
So they didn't really remake it. They just sort of took the name of it and made a whole new game out of it.
Let me see if I can find you the box quickly. Hang on. Let me see. Now, there's a couple of logos on here. One says Mature, ESRB. The other one says PC, DVD-ROM software. And then there's this other one over here that says EA. I don't know. I've never really heard of them before. They wouldn't just take the Syndicate name and pump it for all it's worth, would they? And not just release it as a singular IP instead.
Are you trying to
That's not right.
insinuate
Of course
that EA
not.
would ruin a
Of course not.
franchise?
I
No,
don't know.
because they would never do that. They didn't ruin the end of Mass Effect 3, did they? By
No.
rushing
And-
it? No, of
and
course
I'm
they didn't.
They
Pretty
didn't
sure they
ruin
didn't
Red
ruin.
Alert 4. Command
And
and Conquer 4.
they didn't really ruin Command and Conquer. And SimCity, from what I remember, was a huge success. The launch of that went perfectly. The
Yeah.
Always On, that was perfect. I don't remember any problems with that whatsoever.
It wasn't EA that made previously free DLC now cost money. No. It wasn't them at all.
I think we've got the wrong company,
Bastards.
fellas.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
must be thinking of Activision.
Oh yeah. Damn
I'll tell you what, right? Activision's
Oh,
DLC
two birds, one
costs
stone.
for Call of Duty annoy me, but they've made some incredible games over the years, so I can kind of forgive them for it. I mean,
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, in a nutshell.
is that a good one they made or a bad one?
Oh, good one. I'd rather
Oh.
play that than Call of Duty any day of the week.
Well, it's funny though,
Spider-Man,
because
Human Torch.
Here.
didn't you
Here,
start
here.
off on YouTube with Call of Duty?
I did.
Do you still
I did
plan on
indeed.
doing those?
No, I haven't played Call of Duty in a good year or so now, year or
Oh.
two. I actually no, tell a lie. I played it about 2 or 3 months ago before I moved out because I wanted to play with my brother one last time. But
But
then
here's
it
the
said I
thing.
had to do a download, and I threw the pad at the wall, and that was it.
You can do a test because Captain Dave, are there any Minecraft videos on your channel?
Technically one.
Technically
Ooh,
one.
technically.
So, but opposed to the amount of Call of Duty videos, there's a lot more Call of Duty videos, isn't there?
What do you mean on his channel
Or
or
on
in
my
general?
channel.
Yeah, on your channel, Dave.
Oh, my channel, yeah. Opposed to if you're comparing it to Minecraft, then yeah. I've
Yeah.
got one
So that's the
3-minute
thing,
clip
I
of
think-
Minecraft.
I think if you're trying to not make it in the YouTube thing, but if you're trying to sort of slowly ease your way into the whole YouTube channel thing and all this and that, like I think you either sort of do Minecraft, which is a pretty safe bet, you can show people what you created, or if you're really good at Call of Duty, you can just get in there and just do kill streaks and things like that. So I think there's certain games that are the beginner let's play thing, if you know what I mean. So I don't know.
To be honest, I probably actually disagree. I'd say if
Yeah?
you want to try and get somewhere, the one thing I'd avoid would probably be Call of Duty or Minecraft because there are so many videos of it. Nobody
Yeah.
would ever find your stuff. That's a problem I found at the start. And the real reason I was playing COD was because it was the game I liked at the time. And then I did Ultimate Alliance game, and then that was hugely successful. And then I suddenly realised, holy crap, I actually love these games. Why am I not playing?
Yeah.
And then since then, my channel skyrocketed, and I think it's because nobody is uploading it. The ones that do are just, I don't know, they mustn't be very good because everyone keeps saying that they're watching these ones, and I think quite often you need to find something. Obviously, you like doing. Don't just fake it just for the hell of it, but find something that isn't there. Because then, if you're the only one doing it, everyone has to watch you by default.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough. I also think that running the Chaoscraft server is quite a unique thing in and of itself. But also, I don't just do obviously Minecraft videos. I do the first-person shooters and things like that as well, which I really do enjoy. But I also really enjoy running the Chaoscraft server. Do you know what I mean? I sort of like.
Yeah.
I look up. There are these group of people called the Mindcrack guys or the Mindcrack server, and they run their own sort of server in the internet on YouTube, and they do a lot of fun stuff. But the most respect out of all, the most, like, there's one of them's a really good builder, or a couple of them are really good builders, a couple of them are really good player versus player. But the one I've got the most respect for is Good, because he has to run the server, and running my own server, you can sort of get an insight into what he has to do and all this and that. And I enjoy that aspect, but I can also see now and appreciate more what Good is doing. Do you know what I mean? And I've got massive respect for him because of that. But yeah, I think running the server is a unique perspective on Minecraft. I don't know. It's just.
I probably agree with
Yeah.
Captain Dave on this though about avoiding them if you want to make it on there. That's why
Yeah.
my channel I started off with the games that no one really plays or lets plays, like
Yeah.
Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard. That game is
Well-
so awesome and yet so terrible at the same time.
I think my first two Let's
Yeah.
Plays were Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Gemini Rue. So, don't know what happened there.
Yeah, definitely.
Gemini Rue's a
I think what it
fantastic
is
game.
the thing what it is I'm not saying that playing like Call of Duty and Minecraft means you will be unsuccessful. I think what I'm saying is if you want to get noticed quite
Yeah.
often,
Be
that's what I
diverse,
mean.
if you play something that's not on there, then you're the only one who does it. Then you're the only one people are gonna see. And then once they
Yeah.
get to know you, then you can play whatever the hell you like, and they'll still watch. As long as obviously it's not something really stupid
that-
like My Little Pony or something.
That's the thing, and
Koska did
touching
it.
on sort of like the news that we want to get on later. I think with when you let's play, as it were, or add your commentary to a video, people should be coming there for you, not the game, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. So I totally agree with you on the point that if you do diverse games and games that no one's playing, attract the audience, and then they're there for you. Then they're not there just for the games. So yeah, then you can do whatever you want.
That's actually a good point. That is one of my biggest pet peeves about YouTube. Is people who do it, and you can just tell in their voice they hate the game they're playing. You can tell it, and they're playing it because everyone else has asked them to play it. And then the worst thing is they stop it halfway through a series because they said it's not getting views. That really winds me up.
When
it's
people leave series unfinished, drives me nuts. And I know I'm a crime of this, like I did it with Borderlands 2 and Far Cry 3. I will complete those series. Borderlands 2 will be coming back. I've got it on Steam now as opposed to whatever format I had it on otherwise. So I will be able to co-op that with people now, and we will get that done. So look out for that in the future. But yeah,
I have about 8 series that I need to upload.
But yeah, people who start things and don't finish them, shame on you.
Yeah, and I think what annoys me more is because you can tell in their voice they're not liking it. They're saying they're doing it just because people watch it, and then when nobody does, they stop. And it was like, then why were you uploading it in the first place? It's supposed to be YouTube, not Make Me Money Tube, you know? Yeah. And then all they've done is they've now just oversaturated YouTube some more. You go in there and you're looking for a legit video, and you have to sift through like thousands of pieces of shit, to be honest, until you find something that's actually what you're looking for. Myself people just upload it half-assed, you know, and it's just irritating.
Myself and Matt recently went through and looked for a group of people who we could add to the Chaoscraft server, and I still have to go through Matt's list, but that in itself, looking for people who are of the similar level as us. So like if we have 100 subscribers, I'll look for people who have got sort of like between 50 and 150 subscribers to come and join us. They do Minecraft videos, that sort of thing, and they've got the right attitude. But really, you look on there and there's people with 1,000 subscribers and they look like they're doing it with the free version of Bandicam. There's borders all around their video. Like the production value is absolutely nothing, and they're just doing it for the sake of doing it. And like they've obviously gone, sub for sub and things like this, do you know what I mean? And that drives me nuts.
Yeah, which, I don't understand. Why would you want someone sub to you if they're not actually going to like your stuff? It's
exactly. Just, if you're not here to watch the videos and actually enjoy the content, then we don't really want you here. Like, not sounding harsh, but exactly. we don't want just for numbers. That's not what it's about.
Yeah. Right. Do you know what one of my favourite comments is on like part 16 of a walkthrough, you stop talking. It's like, really, 16 parts it took you that long to realise? It's like, I think that's just like more about you than it does me, you know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
It's like, what, did you think I was just doing the longest intro ever or something?
Metal Gear Solid, is that what it were? The introduction to that.
Oh man, I remember the.
It's like Metal Gear Solid. That entire game is nothing but just cutscenes, which you stay quiet throughout. It's like, is that what you're uploading? Just Metal Gear Solid.
Should we move on to the old upcoming projects? Have you guys got any upcoming projects?
I'll let Matt go with this one first.
Radio. Well, as some may know if they've heard the podcast, my brother moved out, and we've been converting his room into a room that's going to have all my computers set up, and that is very nearly done. All the furniture's in there. The only thing that needs to go in there now is a TV, and that's it. I can just play any computer I want because they're all going to be set up there. My NES, my Mega Drive, my Commodore, Sega Saturn, whatever. It's going to be awesome.
Sweet. Sounds sweet.
Nice. Relative to this, you lent me Final Fantasy X-2, was it, the other week?
Yes.
My PlayStation 2 Slimline arrived the other day, and I've actually realised it's so small, I could probably mod it into the case of my Xbox One and have it as a sort of dual system, if that makes sense. So I might be doing that. So I'll be able to play Final Fantasy X-2 and see why everyone hates it so much.
This is a dreadful game. But other projects I'm doing is I'm going through. Well, actually, I'm going to make a background image for my channel because at the moment I think I've stolen a Wii game cover for it, and it's like, yeah.
The new channel updates are coming soon, so it might be best to just jump to new channel and then design a background for it.
Oh,
yeah, that's
because
true.
the new channel updates
next week or two.
Soon. Oh god.
So is it forced then? We have to.
And God, this channel, layout, I think is. I know that everyone says it every time. I think it's god awful.
And then you get used to it.
Every time they update these YouTube channels, they're depersonalizing them every time. I just don't. I thought it was supposed to be YouTube. I thought it was supposed to be like you expressing yourself, and every time they're trying to make them look more and more the same as everyone else's. Kind of baffles me a little bit, but what do I know? I'm not the owner of a multi-millionaire company.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe if we are, we can then say no. You will not do that.
No, says the man.
the Suits making all the fucking decisions again, innit?
Oh, he doesn't like Suits.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't he?
EA might be run by Suits. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. If we ever need to avoid a lawsuit with EA, we should just talk about them like that all the time. Like, this company, I don't know if it's them, but it could be, you know. Do you know what I mean? Like, really ominous and...
Well, since how I'm just starting the Mass Effect trilogy on my channel, I'm going to keep my mouth shut about EA.
good luck with that, bro.
Probably a smart idea. Honestly, though, I actually don't really have a huge beef with them, if I'm being honest. I was just pissing around.
I'm not being funny. I was looking through my collection of games the other week to play, and I was like, what can I play? Because I'm trying to do a sort of, not a boycott of EA games, but I want them to sort of clean their act up a little bit before I start proper getting back into their catalogue again. Do you know what I mean? But, because really, Command & Conquer 4 has still left me with the worst taste in my mouth. And I was looking through my collection of games, and every single one has got the fucking EA logo on it. Do you know what I mean? I think there's only a few, like Singularity, The Void, Doom 3, Hard Reset, Hexen, and then the rest are all like EA. Do you know what I mean? And it's, ugh.
You've clearly become an EA fan.
I have. I'm EA's biggest fanboy. I actually, when they made me, because I had to sign up to another Origin account the other week, because once you install Syndicate, you have to install Origin. So I might as well have just skipped the part where I got the disc and downloaded it straight from fucking Origin. But no, I got Syndicate, installed it, blah blah blah. Got a new Origin account, and then they sent me the confirmation email, so I sent them back an email saying, stop making me install your shit, your games are terrible, all this and that, and they sent me back one of the automated replies that was just like, thank you very much for your feedback, it is highly considered, blah blah blah, all this and that, do you know what I mean? And I was just like, EA, do you know what I mean? So...
Oh.
They totally knew what they were doing when they sent you that. They were like, oh, this guy's angry. This mess with his head.
Oh.
Let's send him the most generic automated response we can.
Thanks. We value your customership.
Oh God. Oh.
And the last thing I've been doing is thumbnails for all my videos. I'm going through and making these dreadful, god-awful thumbnails and putting them on my videos.
Are they supposed to be like? Is it an irony thing? Are you trying to be ironic?
I'm trying to say that it sums up my channel. It's like, oh, this looks really, really professional. Watch me butcher it in a stupid way. That kind of sums up my channel.
Oh man.
It's like Darksiders. It looks amazing. It's so awesome. It's gory. It's graphic. Stupid camel face. That's basically what I enjoy it, just because it's like so funny to me, and that's mainly what it's for.
Are you going through sticking the camel face on everything?
On everything, yeah. Have you seen the two that I've made so far?
No, I'll go and have a look right this second.
Oh, it's on my Facebook as well. If you want a quick way to it, if you're not already on there. Because I've done Mirror's Edge and Darksiders, and I was just like,
the Mirror's Edge one's brilliant.
I prefer the Darksiders one. Placing War's face with a camel.
Yeah, I see the Darksiders one. I see the Darksiders.
And I think it's like page 2 is Mirror's Edge.
I feel like it suits him.
But the thing is, I have no idea how to make these pictures, so I'm doing it all through Paint, and it's like, oh god.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, mate.
Ultimate cheese. I love
just
it.
like, yep.
The Paint artist.
That's me.
To be fair though, I think I do most of my logos in Paint as well. I just get the picture I want and then overlap. Like I find a font that I like, overlap it over the top, and whatever. But Dave, have you got any projects this month? Have you got anything planned?
Anything new that's coming up?
Well, yeah. Anything?
Well, right now I'm sort of just I finished my Mass Effect 1 walkthrough, so it's just a case of uploading them. They might start coming up every day now because every other day might take it over the span of about 3 or 4 months. So I might start doing them every day. But really, it's just them and Batman right now. And as soon as Batman finishes, I guess I'll be working on whatever my next game is going to be. Haven't quite decided yet, to be honest with you. But that's sort of how it goes at the moment. I'm towards the end of my year at college, so I'm sort of just taking it as it comes. And then once I get my time off, I'm going to probably try and get a whole backlog of stuff recorded. But at the moment, nothing really planned. Finish out Mass Effect 1, and then once that's done, 2 and 3. And then just figure out what comes up after Batman, I guess. Oh, no. What am I talking about? I know what's coming after Batman. It'll be Deadpool. The new Deadpool game comes out in June, I want to say. And bear in mind, we're like halfway through May now. The time Batman ends, that'll probably be bang on time for Deadpool.
Oh, fantastic.
Pretty good.
I'm going to watch that. Definitely.
Deadpool is 28th of June.
And I don't think it is, looking from some of the stuff I've seen, but I heard rumours that they were using the combat system from Batman.
Oh,
but
that's even better.
If it was, that'd just be so good. But I don't think they are, at least from what I've seen. But I still think it's just, if anything, it's going to be a funny game. So,
yeah.
Hey ho.
Of course it will be. Deadpool, of course it's going to be funny.
I've
exactly.
never seen Deadpool. I have no idea what it's about. I know it's some dude. That's it.
And he's dead, and there's a pool, and
yes. I thought he was just floating face down in a pool, you know.
Yeah. I mean, this might go over a few people's heads, but I've seen that Cable's going to be in it, and that makes me happy because it wouldn't be a Deadpool game if Cable weren't there. But that might go over a few people's heads. So
I know Cable. I know Cable. Is he the guy that can make stuff, like the really good engineer one?
No,
is that him?
That's Forge.
Oh, Forge.
Cable's Cyclops' son that looks older than him. He has a big metal arm.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, that's Cable.
Both of them.
Him and Deadpool had a what's it called? Sort of a series together, like a comic series, and obviously Deadpool was the comedy one, and obviously Deadpool was the funny one, and Cable was the serious one. Yeah.
So sort of like the Odd Couple, yeah. I've just seen the most greatest picture in the world. I was just looking for some Deadpool ones, and I think this would probably sum it up then. It's him on a rocket bike with a giant red horn. Does that sound something like him?
Just off the wall crazy.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy. I'm like, wow, I want it now.
I suppose we should try and steer back on topic. Like the runaway bus that we are. My upcoming projects, we've got Hardcore Chaos coming up for the Chaoscraft server. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. And the thing that we're doing this month or next month or whenever we decide to actually get around to hosting Hardcore Chaos again, this is Season 3. We're going to be in 2 teams of 4, and we are going to use the map from UHC, which is the Mindcrackers version of Ultra Hardcore or Hardcore Chaos, whatever you want to call it. So basically, we're going to use the map that they used, and you start off in a middle island, then you drop down, and then you go to 2 islands, or your team will go to 1 island, and the other team will go to another island. They're exactly the same, they're just mirrored, so both teams have got exactly the same resources, all that, so it's going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to it, and you don't regenerate health, and it's going to be the family versus the CCPD, and the independents have been split amongst both groups, so I'm looking forward to that. You looking forward to Hardcore Chaos, Matt?
Absolutely, I can't wait to murder you horribly.
You've been in a practice Hardcore Chaos, haven't you?
I've been in a Hardcore Chaos.
Oh, have you?
Did you win it? The one that you got immediately murdered by an Enderman.
Yeah, I didn't really.
One where we all spawned outside of the glass, and we was like, alright, let's run back in the glass.
Yeah, no, see, this is the other thing with the new map. That won't happen because we scatter ourselves and we don't need to worry about it. So it's all fantastic and shiny. Yay!
Yay!
But other projects on the Chaoscraft server, we're building the town from one of the books that I wrote, Tucker 9. It's a sort of desert sand village kind of deal. And also, we are welcoming a new member to the server.
Welcome, new member!
Leo Maxwell. Hello, Leo Maxwell. And
792,
he's only been Yeah, he's only been on the server for literally a few hours, and he's already uploaded his first video. So go check that out. I think it's Leo Maxwell. What did you say? 387 or something? 792.
I think it's that.
And
There'll be a link.
Yeah, with that, there'll be a link down below. But that is pretty much all my projects. Not really much interesting going on. I know people are probably wondering what happened to the mech build. It is still happening, but I'm having trouble sourcing the parts for it. So yeah, watch this space. It is still coming, but slowly but surely. So yeah, that's my projects, guys. That's all I got. That's all I've got for now.
That's a lie. You've also got us a song.
I do, yes. We'll learn how to play the harmonica. So should we take a break, guys?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Why break from the format? Let's take a break. We will catch you guys on the other side of this little clip. Enjoy it, and we will see you soon.
Bye bye. You're on
User
a
in
break.
your channel stopped
Oh
recording.
my god, I really need to go to the
User
bathroom.
in your
Sorry,
channel
guys.
stopped. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
I've had enough of your snide insinuations.
Shepherd Punch!
You son of a bitch! I'll make sure everyone in the Alliance sees that. Your career is over.
I don't care what happens. That was so worth it. Oh. And you thought there was going to be no Falcon punches. Well, you're correct. There was no Falcon punches, but there was definitely some Shepherd punches.
You always see a few civilians hanging.
Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the ChaosNova.com podcast with myself, Noxby1, Matthegeek,
Peekaboo.
and Captain Dave.
Hello there.
And as always, the second part of this podcast shenanigans that we get up to, second part every week, is usually guest discussion. So, as usual, I will hand over to the quite elaborate Matthegeek to interview Sir Captain of Dave. All yours, bro.
Ooh, interviews. Well, the first question, as always, is what made you pick the name the Captain of Dave? Now, I've got two theories on this. Can you let me know if one of them are right? Was the first one, you was watching Dead Poet Society, and when all those kids stood up and went, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," you had the pride rushing through you. It was like, I want to be their Captain. Or
I can't wait to hear the second theory now.
the second theory is not as good, unfortunately. It's probably more accurate, which is your love of comic books and the Avengers and Captain America. Could that be a part of it?
Now, the second one is the most popular choice when people ask that. When they always ask how I come across the name, people always assume that's the one. Unfortunately, it's not the Captain America one. No, he's not here at all.
It is actually
it was the first one.
Yeah, the first one is correct. No, I would love it to be the first one. That would make such a better story. Unfortunately, the actual truth to be how I came up with my name was just pure dumb luck by default. Really, it was my stupid brain not being able to remember the name I actually wanted as my username on the PlayStation Network. I went to set it up, and I just got home, and I really wanted to play GTA 4 because that was the only game I had. And I was just like, I had to come up with an online name. And I came up with one when I pre-ordered my PlayStation, but when it actually comes set up, I couldn't remember what it was. And I didn't want to have one of those names that has loads of X's or 3's or 2's or loads of numbers in it.
Yeah.
I wanted the way it was just a name that you could actually see and read, and it's not just like JJJJJJ or something like that. So I just kept typing in different variations of Dave, and then it came up with Captain Dave, and it said nobody had chose it. So I was just like, Captain Dave. I mean, originally it was CPT_Dave, but that was how I came up with it. Pretty boring, really. There's no really exciting story. Incidentally, the name I was going to go with was actually Wookiee Monster. I remembered it a day later.
Wookiee Monster!
But But yeah, that was how I came up with the name. And then when it comes to YouTube, obviously I wanted something that was the same as my gamer tag. So again, typed in loads of different versions of Captain Dave until I came up with the Captain of Dave. And there it was, the magic was born.
And there's the
Fantastic.
mystery. The mystery has been solved.
Yeah. As I say, it's not a hugely great story, talking about past life of.
It's always
something
interesting
where
finding the
captain
stuff
or-
out.
Yeah. Well, I
If
suppose
you ever
it
want,
might
you
be
feel free to
interesting
steal the
someone.
story that I gave you just there. Feel free to steal it if you ever want to.
What the story that is actually the truth of how I came up with my name?
Yes,
okay,
the
yeah,
Dead
sure.
Poets
That's
Society.
the one.
You want to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
Robin Williams and sure.
Yeah, Robin Williams wants to be me. Let's get it right.
He is a gaming fan. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Well, let's move on to the second question then. So, you do Let's Plays and walkthroughs. Do you have any other plans to do anything different, maybe? Like just funny clips that you've had in certain games? Or is it literally just Let's Plays and walkthroughs for now?
I constantly have ideas of what I want to do every day, always when I'm at work, unfortunately. And then when it actually comes to like coming up with the ideas or making them, I never get around to it. And literally the only reason I never do anything else is purely time constraints. That's the only reason. If I didn't have a job and I spent every single day at home, the amount of stuff I would get done would be crazy. I am constantly coming up with ideas of stuff I want to do, like all the time. And it frustrates me. I don't have time to do it. I mean, back in the day, when I did have more time, I did these things when I used to play Call of Duty called the Captain's Classics, where it was just
I
these little
love
clips that I'd
those.
come up with. Yeah, do you remember them? Where it would
I
literally
remember
be
them.
funny stuff that had happened to me in the game, and I'd make it into like a funny little clip with music behind it and like from different camera angles and stuff like that. I love making actually stories out of seemingly easy stuff. Like I love putting intros to the start of all my videos, especially if anyone's watched it my Fallout videos, where I actually made them into a TV series where there'd be a previously on Fallout, and then I made like a whole cutscene. You know, like when you watch programs and they have the opening credits where there's music playing and it shows all the characters. Well, I did that in my Fallout things to the Pirates of the Caribbean music. And every time it showed, if I got a new follower, it would have them in there and it would show some clips of stuff they did. I love creating stuff like that.
That's
But
awesome.
literally time constraints is the only reason I haven't been able to do it recently. I mean, my Mass Effect videos, I've started putting the title of the video actually in the video itself. So I come up with it when I'm editing it and stuff like that. But there are so many things I'd love to do. There's little clips that I've always wanted to upload. I'm looking at my games right now trying to think of some stuff. There are so many things I've wanted to do and just never have got round to it just because, you know, when you've got college, you've got a job, you've got friends outside of it, you just don't have time. You just don't. But yeah, no. Sorry, that was a ramble. I didn't mean to go on that long.
No,
But no, if
it's
I did, I would love to do more stuff than just straightforward walkthroughs. I'd love to, but literally don't have time. Who knows? Maybe I'll win the lottery one day.
Good
Who
luck.
knows?
We're all hoping for that.
Mm.
Well, if there's ever any like multiplayer stuff, just give us a shout and we'll join you if you want.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
well,
Chaos,
one of my
Chaos Nova squad are there to support you, bro.
Oh, well, there we go. Sorted. Perfect. Well, if I ever did, it'd probably be something like Left 4 Dead, Matt. So
Yes!
there you go. Because
Max
I've
hates
been
it, but I'm
busting to
in.
get back on that game for a while. But no, I might be doing some. I mean, since I'm going to be honest here, I became a massive Mass Effect fanboy since I started playing it. Me and a friend from college was thinking of doing some multiplayer, but I wouldn't expect it to be anything outstanding. Like, you know, where people was like give you tips and tricks and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be literally two people dicking around. But as I
Yep,
say,
I've
time
done
constraints.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to play Saints Row the Third. I've had it since Christmas, and it's still inside its little its wrapper. Because
We
I haven't
will
had a chance to
co-op
play
the
it.
shit out of that game. Oh my god, I've got that. I bought that on Steam a little while ago during one of the sales.
Dave is a
We
PS3 guy though.
Okay, no worries.
Well, actually, I'm a PS3, Xbox, and PC guy now.
Oh, you're
I've,
moving on to PC.
Well, oh, dude, no. I've been playing a little bit of PC, but not much. I've got loads of games like Payday the Heist and stuff like that, and I've just never played them. I want to, like Magicka.
We can do that together. We can do Magicka. I got Magicka the other day. We got Dota 2. I can send you a
Magicka,
copy of
yeah.
Dota 2. Yeah,
Oh.
we can smash this, all of us. It's going to be amazing.
There's as I said, loads of stuff. I've got all these games, still haven't played them. I just haven't had time to. You know, when you do get time, you kind of want to play the games you love because you don't have much time to do it. But yeah, I bought. saying I like Mass Effect, just before Christmas, I knew I was going to get Mass Effect. So I actually went out and bought myself a pre-owned Xbox, got myself the trilogy for Christmas, all that sort of stuff. Just after I got my Xbox, they released the trilogy on PlayStation 3.
Oh,
I
God.
was
that's harsh.
kicking myself. I was
Oh,
so
right.
angry. The whole reason I got the Xbox was for Mass Effect, because you could get 2 and 3, but you couldn't get number 1. So I got the PS3, the Xbox for it, and then released all 3 on PS3. I was like, EA, you sons of bitches.
Tell you what though, right? Xbox is pretty good for the certain exclusives you get, like Left 4 Dead and Dead Rising. If you're a zombie guy, like I am, they're 2 games definitely worth getting, and Xbox only. So
Yeah. If
It's not
if
a
you're a
total
zombie
bust.
guy, have you ever played Killing Floor?
I love Killing Floor. And
Killing
I
Floor
want to
is
play it
so
again.
much fun.
I know.
Did
It's
we,
like
did we used to play Killing Floor ages ago,
yes,
Matt?
we did, sir. We did.
Whatever happened to that? Gosh darn it.
I think we got Minecraft.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
And the world fell apart.
Yeah.
Oh, but
There
yeah,
goes our social
but-
life.
Yeah, Killing Floor, you definitely need to play with friends.
yes,
Oh,
I
definitely.
find
hell
on-
yes.
Yeah, like zombies, you need to play it with people on your own.
Yeah. Tell you what,
But
right?
anyway,
you
I've sort
mentioned
of brought you off on
Payday
a
the
bit of a
Heist in
tangent
there,
here.
right? Me and
Yeah.
Nux and Awesome Endeavours, we were thinking we want to play the Payday the Heist at some point. We had no idea who we
Yeah.
wanted as a fourth. So, if
Done.
you're up for it,
Yes, as I say, I would love to do it. Just time constraints. So if you can
Yeah.
get me at a time when I'm free, then yeah, I'd love to.
excellent, excellent.
You got to try and catch me at the right point.
I don't mean to sound like I'm
I-
pushing anything on you, but if you sign up for the forum, it makes it a lot easier to orchestrate these kind of things. just saying, just saying. Here's your
He
reaper
wants
if
you
you're
to be
listening.
part of our little world.
If you sign up for the forum, just give us the last 4 digits of your credit card, then you can be part of it. Yeah, yeah, sounds legit.
Have you tried signing
But
up
no,
before?
it's cool. What's that?
Have you tried signing up to the forum before? Because the last 4 numbers of the credit card thing is actually quite specific to us. We're probably one of the only forums that ask for it, if I'm honest.
What?
we tend to ask PIN numbers as well and that kind of thing. And,
Cool. Yeah, well, normally
dates
it
of
is a
birth.
in fairness, with most forums, it is a common place to ask for their firstborn child. So I mean, you're not really asking
Yeah.
for much in terms of things, are you? So
It's okay. We can wait for the
Yeah.
second born. We're not as ruthless as to take the firstborn. We'll wait for the second born, and then we'll,
I see.
we'll
There
take
you go.
that.
You guys are much
Compromise.
nicer than.
There's like an honor system or some shit.
just let us know when you've had it, and we'll come collect it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah. There it goes. But anyway, I've kind of brought you off on a bit of a tangent. Do you want to carry on with the
It was a funny
questions?
tangent.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to.
All right. The next question. You say you don't really have too much time to do everything you want, but you always seem to have a really spot-on title appropriate for it. How long does it roughly take you to edit a video and come up with that title?
What the title for the videos?
Yeah, and how long does it take just
Oh.
to edit one in general?
Dude,
'Cause
the
I
amount
remember-
of times I've been late for work, 'cause I've been sitting there on my computer trying to come up with a title before I left because I knew that video was going to go live later that night. Is amazing. I haven't been fired. It is ridiculous.
So you
Because
spend
I'm
a while
sitting there
then.
and I'm on the way out the door, and then I think, crap, that video goes live, and I still haven't come up with a title for it yet. But no, I found with the Mass Effect, seeing how I've been putting the title in the start of the video now, that has saved me so much time. Because while I'm editing, I come up with the title while I'm editing it, and then obviously just put it in at the start. Once I've done editing it, so when it comes to uploading it, it's so much easier because you already got the title right there in the video. So all you got to do is just type it in. That saves me a lot of time. But I don't know. It tends to. I find it's normally whatever mood you're in. It's like sometimes I try and come up with really artsy fartsy titles that are like quite often they're just a clear rip off of a film title or a music, like a title of a song or something like that. But sometimes I try and come up with really meaningful ones to do with like the underlying tone of what happens as that part of the story. And other times I think something stupid just happened and I literally just blatantly called it out, like Shepherd Punch or something like that. So it's quite honestly whatever the tone of the video is. Really, or whatever mood I'm in that day. I don't know. I flick through the video once it's made, and normally you just think of what the main thing that happened in that video, or the thing that you think most people are going to look at and that's the bit they're going to remember. And I try and make a title that just focuses around that, to be honest, because it's got If there was one bit that took like 3 seconds long, the rest of the video was totally unrelated, then I wouldn't make the title about that unless it was that funny. So
Fair enough. So it pretty
Now,
much takes you the
on-
whole length
on
of the
average,
video.
Yeah, well, that's if I'm like with the Mass Effects where I'm putting the title at the start. But when it roughly comes to editing the videos, how long it takes, I try to normally get my videos roughly between shortest about 15 minutes, unless like there was only a 10-minute clip, and then obviously there's going to be it can't be any longer, can it? But I, on average, try and make it about 20 minutes long. Because I'm aware that not everyone has all day to watch videos, and quite often a half-hour long video can get a bit too much to watch, especially if it's every day. But I can never stick to that. If the story sounds better making a 25-minute video, I will. And if the story fits, perfect example today, I uploaded one that was only 15 minutes long, 14 minutes long, because it fit perfectly to end it there. So,
Yeah.
But on average, if it's a 20-minute long video, it will take about 30 minutes to 40 minutes to edit it, because I'm trying to balance all the sound, cut out bits where maybe I've sneezed or coughed, or maybe you hear me breathing down my mic like a creep. So it's just
I have
so
that
normally,
problem
if
so
whatever the
bad.
length of the video is, oh man, yeah, it's getting at the start of the video, you spend ages just rearranging the mic, but no, on average, whatever the length of the video is, I'd say half the length of the video and then add that onto the end, and that's probably roughly how long it takes me to make each video. So, on average, roughly.
So I remember
I'll tell you, I was
watching
actually. Sorry, go on,
your how to create a Let's Play playthrough of one of your Fallout videos, a 3-part series, and that was an
Yeah.
hour and a half long. I was like, Jesus, how much free time does this guy have for
Oh,
one
no, see,
episode?
that
An
was for
hour and a
Fallout.
half long. I know, but
That was a big mistake on my behalf. Not making that, but the fact that I was proud of what I've made with that, the intro
Yeah.
for Fallout. But the problem was I did it on a game which was Fallout New Vegas. It could be practically endless. And as I'm
Yeah.
a bit OCD, as you'll find out when I finish uploading all the Mass Effects, I do everything in games like that. I don't like missing stuff. I mean, I got to part 46 when I stopped it, and I hadn't even got to New Vegas yet. So, and that was my mistake. It just literally every episode took that long. I mean, admittedly, that took longer than it normally does because I was
Yeah.
talking you through the process. So
yeah,
it took a little bit longer, but that was a silly. If I was to do something like that again, it would have to be on something that's only like 16, 20 parts long. Something where you can sit there and get it all done, and that be the end of it. But on an endless game like that, it was a bad idea, and that's one of the reasons why I actually never got to finish that series. Which I know I said it was something I hated earlier, but that was also the
It's the
the
same
copyright ban
reason-
hammer came down on my head. So
Yeah.
Far
It
Cry
was- it was
3
my
on
fault.
my channel never finished for the same reason, I think, because it's just so large.
yeah,
See, the thing I've done,
I think if
the games like that, I've done 2
That's-
worlds. I uploaded like 20 parts, and then I took a year break between it. So it's up there, but just continually add to it every time you get a chance to. Eventually, you get it done, but
yeah.
I don't know.
It's I tend to find, especially if it's a longer game, I don't upload an episode until I know for a fact I'm going to finish it. Like Mass Effect, I didn't upload the first episode until I was on the last mission
Wow.
of the entire game. So when everyone was watching Mass Effect Part 1, Part 2, all I had to do was record the very last mission. Because I didn't, on a big game like that, I did not want to risk
would
uploading,
drive
start
me
uploading,
nuts.
and then get sick of it, and then think, oh crap, now I've got like another 30 hours to record, you know?
The comment section on YouTube does not allow you to record things in such advance, because on episode 1, people will be giving you tips on what to do,
Yep,
and you've already
yep, I
done the
know.
game, and you're
Dude,
like,
trust me, I
well,
know.
I could have,
I think
I could have
think
used
I
this
mentioned
information
it.
about 3 months ago.
I think I
Yeah.
mentioned it at one point in the video. I said early on, I think it was like part 11, I said, look, leave comments, leave tips and tricks because they could help other people, but don't get angry if I ignore them because I would have finished the walkthrough before you see episode 1. So I was just like, I tried to warn people, but it's regardless. You can say it, you can make it as the intro to every video, and yet people will still ask why you haven't done it. It's it's baffling. It really is.
Dude, why didn't you buy the horse armor, man? That's the best thing in the entire game, man.
You got one person says one thing, one person says the other, and yet they expect you to please both of them. And it's like, no, you asked for opposite things. It's like, what was I supposed to do?
Kill the woman! No, save the woman!
Yeah.
Oh no, what do I do?
Yeah.
Save the woman, obviously.
I know I'm going to get a lot of hate when it gets to the point where you've got to kill one of your squad mates.
Oh.
You got 50% going to want one, you got 50% going to want the other, and it's going to be like, well, sorry, I have to.
And there'll be something saying kill them both.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm doing it a bit not unique, but I'm going to go through and try and change it up as much as I can because everyone tends to pick the same stuff, don't they? So I'm trying to make it a bit different. But yeah, on average, it doesn't normally take that long. Something like Batman, it takes 20-25 minutes depending on the length of the episode, because what I've got to do is just edit out the coughs and sniffles, and it's sorted. Mass Effect a little bit longer.
I see.
Nah.
What about the custom
really?
thumbnails that you use in all of them? Do they take long to do, or is it literally picture, boom, done?
Yes and no. It's funny you say that. I spent all of today making thumbnails, and I actually have Photoshop up right now as we speak. But the hardest part about it is finding the images that I want to use. That's the hardest part. Because, and especially recently, I've been going a bit overboard, and I've been creating like 30, not that many, about 10 or 20 thumbnails for each game. And so I don't know why, I've just gone kind of nuts with it. But the hardest part, I think, is just finding the images to start with, and the text as well. Because the text is, especially if you find a text you like online, and then you go to put it in, and then it's got a background color, and trying to delete that background color can sometimes just be so irritating and frustrating. But no, I find the images is the hard part. Once you've actually got that, write down, where you want your name to be, and it's just getting the position right and all that sort of stuff. But once you've got that first one done, the rest of them are a doddle, because all you do is just copy it over.
If you're pre-recording all of your episodes, could you not screenshot from something relevant within the episode? I'm not trying to tell you how to run your channel or anything. I'm just saying.
No, that is exactly what I've done with Mass Effect.
Oh, fantastic!
That's exactly that's the first walkthrough I've done it with. That's exactly what I've done with Mass Effect. I found clips where the subtitles weren't on the page and it was a cutscene, and I just screenshotted it in Vegas, stretched it out, and it still looked all right. So I was like, yeah, use it. And it's good because it means I can use it throughout the game as well. But no, as games go on nowadays, especially, there's so much concept art and fan art and screenshots that especially Mass Effect 2, I've been going through, because when I start that walkthrough, I want some thumbnails ready, and I've been going through there, and my god, they just have hundreds of screenshots that EA and BioWare have uploaded themselves, which are just like out. That are screenshots, but they're not screenshots you can actually see in game. If you see what I mean, it's where they've sort of like played around with it their way, and they're beautiful. And making thumbnails right now, I've got so many. I'm doing them for each character because there's just so many. But yeah, I find the first one's hardest, to getting the text right, playing around with the settings, making it look good but not look too tacky like MySpace. Just trying to make it actually look
not like my.
And then once you've done one, well, no, that's the thing about your thumbnails though. That's actually quite good. Some people, they try and be too professional and over the top, and it just looks ridiculous. Sometimes being goofy, but being obviously goofy, is actually better, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I'm never going to be able to do a decent thumbnail, so stupidity all the way.
That's the thing, because yours is like a camel's head on things, but it's not done in a really artsy-fartsy type of way where you're trying to actually merge the skin tones together to make it look like it's actually a camel. Yeah. It's on purposely done. Hi, this is a camel's head on top of a human's body. It's purposely done like that.
I think the one I'm looking most forward to is doing some Dead Rising ones, because it'll be like, this zombie's about to eat me. On the t-shirt, you'll see the camel, and it'll just be like, oh my god, didn't even realise.
What you should do is replace the entire horde with camel heads, like have a horde of zombies coming towards you, and all of them are camel heads.
Will the pain be able to take it?
Done. People's heads are going to explode at the amount of awesome.
That would be hilarious.
The amount of camels is insane. The amount of camels is too damn high.
That would be a great mod, I tell you. Just camels coming after you.
Or Nicolas Cage. Make everyone Nicolas Cage.
I'll tell you what, while we're on the subject of thumbnails, just before we sort of go off on one, the thumbnails I hate the most are when the YouTuber puts their face in it and they just pull a really stupid, goofy face, and then they somehow import it. And it's just like, oh, look, they're pulling a zany face. The video must be funny. That winds me up. I don't know why. It's irrational. There's no reason behind it, but I hate it so much. And it's just them like crossing their eyes or looking shocked at something, and it's just like, oh.
I think,
and it works, and that's what's more annoying.
I've got this theory, right? It works, and I'm not being offensive. Like, Americans have got a different sense of humour to us. That kind of thing draws them in, whereas British people are quite sort of, I don't want to say mature.
We're not mature.
We're mature in a different way, do you know what I mean?
We're
Our
cynical.
sense of humour's different.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing.
Everything that happens,
different.
you pull that sort of, yes, really, sort of face.
Yeah, exactly. We don't really understand the American sort of hype about everything. Do you know what I mean? Like when like the Game Station, a really good channel, but they're really over enthusiastic. Do you know what I mean? But like it drives people to their channel, so it's good.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm excited too, but sit down, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a calm excitement about me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm excited, but I kept my dignity.
Oh.
Shall we move on to the next question?
Hey ho. Yeah, go for it.
Do you have a proudest moment in YouTube, or like a favourite video you've uploaded so far? Is there anything like you think, oh wow, that's amazing, yes, awesome?
Man, I'm so bad at picking. I'm so bad at picking favourite stuff.
Well, I've got one that I've seen up here. Is one of your video views is quite high. Would you say that would be quite an achievement or quite a proud moment?
Oh yeah. If you're talking about proud moments, then probably it used to be one other video and then it changed, which really shocked me. But my Marvel Ultimate Alliance walkthrough Part 1, which I think last time I checked was currently sitting at 600,000 views. Which is obviously a very, for me, I'm very, very happy about, obviously. But what's he all
nice,
about?
Man, congratulations. Good on you.
Oh, thank you very much. But I'm assuming that's where the bulk of my subscribers come from as well. But obviously that's something I'm quite proud about. But it's for some reason, when you talk about like proudest moments and funny moments, there's one clip that always comes to my mind, and I know there are hundreds out there that I've done that are better than this, but for some reason, I think it's because it was one of my first proud moments, and it wasn't something that I'd done which was very good. It was something that happened that was totally unrelated, and everyone gets to do it in the game, but I found it hilarious, and it was in Fallout New Vegas, where at one point I had to lead this old biddy out into the middle of the desert to get sniped by Boone. It was
Yes,
by
I remember
far
that episode.
the funniest thing I had seen in a game ever. Because I expected her just to die, but she imploded.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Me
that.
up. And I was picking her up, and her head rolled away, and his eyes. and then right at the very end, I went up to Boone, and I made this off the cuff kind of like impromptu speech about how we were going to go out to the Mojave, and just completely forgot what I was going to say halfway through. And it's nothing spectacular, and there's many bits that I love so much more than that, but for some reason that always comes to my mind first. I don't know why, because it's not my favourite, but it always pops in my head. So yeah, proudest moment probably that video that's got quite high views. And other than that, probably just silly moments. It's moments that are my favourite, bits like that, and just there's a bit coming up in the Arkham City walkthrough I'm doing right now where I sort of do an impression of Zaz, and that kind of makes me laugh.
Oh, cool. That sounds good. I can't wait, sir.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely loving that series.
Moments like that. Oh, cheers, thank you.
So that would be your favourite sort of thing in them, the things like that.
Yeah, I'd definitely just say moments as opposed to actual, like
an actual video.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a whole video. If I'm saying there's something that's favourite, it would be little moments like that I just think are fantastic. Little things that you didn't expect to happen as well, because they always crack me up.
See, I've got a favourite
like
video, which is literally that thing, just a moment of like, oh my god, what is happening? It's like 18 minutes long, and I'm just getting my ass kicked. And I was like, I did not see this coming. Help, help, help.
Yeah.
Run away.
Oh, that was probably
and also
favourite.
bits bits like that come across in videos really well, I tend to find. If you genuinely found it hilarious or you were genuinely scared, I think that comes across well. You can tell when someone's faking. You can just tell.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, no, this is so scary. And you're like, you're not scared. Like all these freaking Slender Man videos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They're clearly not scared. And it's just... But when someone generally finds something funny or generally scared or whatever and laughs or whatever, I think that makes people enjoy the video more because the person playing is enjoying it right along there with the viewer. And that's my personal... That's what I like when I watch a video anyway. So,
that's all good. Right, we got two more questions. We have time for them, Mr. Nux? Yes, no?
Oh, yeah, of course we do, bro. Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, you told us earlier you were going to Comic-Con. Would you like to tell us a little bit about it for those who are not too sure what Comic-Con is? And is there anything you're looking most forward to about Comic-Con?
There is something I'm very much looking forward about Comic-Con. I actually haven't done any research into it at all. I have no idea about like what's going to be there other than a few things. And that's I'm going for it's like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. It's basically like a whole event where they show off like films and games and comics, like stuff that's soon to be released. You get maybe some game developers, companies down there, artists for comic books, actors especially for films and programs. And I know for a fact one of the people that is going to be there is Mark Meer, that does the voice of Commander frickin' Shepard, and I am so excited to actually meet that guy. I don't care what he says. He can tell me to leave him alone, but as long as I hear him say something, I will be so happy.
You just follow him around. Talk to me. Talk to me.
So
say something.
Yeah.
Just antagonise him.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. Have you ever heard of a YouTuber called Manslayer?
No.
He makes he makes these things called gamer poops, where basically he gets games. Yeah, and he basically gets games and he jingles the words to make them say something else. So it's the character actually saying it, but he's repositioned them. And the best bit, like the most famous one, is where he makes Commander Shepard say, "Report to the ship as soon as possible. We'll bang, okay." And and it becomes so popular. Someone met Mark Meer and got Mark Meer to record it on camera, and it is it's the funniest video ever. And if I can get him to say something like that, I will die a happy man. I really will. But,
that's awesome.
But if you ever, like anyone who's listened to this, if you ever hear about Comic-Con that's come near you, this one I'm going to is in London, but that's not the biggest one. The biggest one I have is in America. I don't know exactly where it is, but if you ever hear about it and tickets are going, then I'd definitely suggest buying it because it's literally a geek's heaven. And if you go in normal clothes, which I am, you will be the minority because most people go dressed up. And it is, I think I'm going to be in geek heaven. I can't wait. It's going to be so good. But apparently there's rumours about it, but I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones fans at all.
I want to be, but I've not watched it yet. But I definitely have it on my list to watch. There's just so much stuff I got to watch first.
Oh, Game of Thrones! I'd bump that one up. That's such a good program. Well, there's a guy in there called Peter Dinklage. He's a dwarf and he plays hands down the best actor in that program, and apparently he's going to be there too.
Ooh.
So it's just
that's cool. You should get one of these people to do like an intro for your channel, like just for one of your videos. Get the dude to do Mass Effect.
That would be
Captain Dave's channel. Or whatever.
If I could get Mark Meer, go, what up, guys? His name is Captain Dave. I'm Commander Shepard. Oh, that would be so cool.
What's it they get when you have to
get
record a thing for the store? When Commander Shepard had to record a thing for the stores, and he's like, "I'm Commander Shepard, and I approve of this store." You need to get him to say something like,
"I'm Commander Shepard,
and
channel." You can be like, "I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite YouTuber on the internet." So good.
You can't miss that opportunity, sir. You got Mass Effect coming out. There's no reason not for it.
Oh my god!
If that happened, that would actually skyrocket my channel. If that happened, you think about it. That's crazy.
Man. That's awesome.
But if anyone has ever hears about it, do it. You won't regret it.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. And we have one final question, which you told me to mention earlier, which is catchphrases and memes. Do you have any of these, sir?
Yes, by accident. Totally by accident. It's like I kind of want you guys to answer this question as well afterwards. But when I first started, I wanted to come up with catchphrases. I honestly can't remember what they were. But I wanted to come up with stuff that people would know me by. and I should have really probably given it more thought before I started the whole YouTube thing, because I didn't really use them that much, and because they were ones I was trying to say, when I was actually recording, I didn't remember to say them, and then it would get to the end of the video and I'd be like, oh, crap, I forgot to say it again. But then what actually happens is, then I come across the realization that you don't actually make up sayings. It's just like because
sort of appear.
Like, yeah, the reason why they're sayings are because they are things that you say a lot. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So
A wild
I kept
saying
trying-
appeared.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I kept trying to say these sayings, and I kept forgetting to say them. And then one person put in the comments they just put "boom, baby," and I was like, and I went back and watched the video. I was like, oh yeah, I said that. And then I went through and watched some of my other videos, and I was like, I say that a lot. I didn't realize how often I said it, and I realized literally every time something big happened or I was proud of myself, I said "boom, baby." I was just like, wow, do I do that in real life as well? I had no idea, and it's just like that. And from then off, everyone just kept saying it in the comments, and the more they kept saying it, the more it kept coming out of my mouth, and I didn't choose to say it. It just happens, you know. I kept saying it, and then the same thing happened with Falcon Punch.
And
I think
Falcon Fury.
The spontaneous ones are the better ones, though. The ones that are spontaneous and just sort of come out of nothing, I think, are the better ones.
If you force it, it won't work because you're purposely trying to say it. But a catchphrase is born because it's a word that you just say a lot. It's a catchphrase, you know. And then it happened with Falcon Punch because I think that was during X-Men Destiny. I played that game 3 times, like for each character, and there was when you jump up and then hit the floor. It was like a Falcon Punch, so I started shouting it, and it just caught up. And now, of course, every game you play, someone punches somebody. So, why not say it? But yeah, it's kind of crazy how they come about. You really just did not mean to, and you only realise you have a catchphrase because people tell you. And it's like, oh, all right, cheers.
It's not
Thanks
it's
for
not
letting me know
really a
that.
catchphrase, but I suppose the one that I didn't really force the most. But I was playing Singularity, and that game's mainly set on a Russian island. And for the last couple of episodes, I tried to learn a little bit of Russian. So I opened the videos with like "Privyet," do you know what I mean? Which is Russian for hello. And I learned that "Das Vidanya" was "until we meet again" and things like that. So it wasn't really a forced. It's not really a meme either, but it was just something I did to sort of make the videos more familiar and that kind of thing. Just sort of like get into the what is it? Immersion of it a bit more.
Yeah.
No,
but
that wasn't really a forced.
For me,
But I'd say it was something you were just doing, and it just happened more and more.
Well, the thing is, I've always kind of wanted to learn Russian, and I think Singularity and games like that are the sort of perfect excuse to... I know it's sort of weird, like, trying to pick up a language from a game, but to be honest with you, I would never have known that Das Vidanya and Privyet meant what they meant unless I'd played those games. So slowly but surely, I'm picking it up, do you know what I mean? So, and then eventually I'll go Go on.
I was about to say, that's how a lot of people say they learn American, through watching films.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It doesn't sound silly at all that you'd learn it from a game if you play it enough.
Yeah, no. Just,
I'm now no longer allowed to play Singularity. I've learned it's educational.
Oh, God. Educational, maybe, for the language only. I don't think it's educational for any other purpose. Good game, though. Definitely get it. Although, however, if this podcast goes out and Raven Software have joined in with Nintendo's whole ban on or not ban, but ad revenue thing, if Raven Software have done this, don't buy Singularity. But if they haven't, buy Singularity. It's an amazing game.
Well, I know
You heard it here first.
we have got
Just
a few
saying.
memes, don't we, on the old
Yeah, we
Chaos
do.
Craft. We've got my catchphrase, of course, is secrets. Whenever I'm exploring, that's what I go. And that came about during Quakeathon.
Born from Quakeathon, yeah.
Yeah. It's just
Good
like,
old
must find the
Quakeathon.
secrets. And then,
if anybody's wondering, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but Quakeathon actually raised £100 through the widget, which was the thing that we had to set up via Child's Play. But some people also donated outside of the widget because the widget wasn't actually working 100%. Like, there were some transactions and things that weren't going through. So loads of other people donated outside of the widget that we had set up, and we must have raised at least £150, if not more, for Child's Play charity via Quakeathon, and we are definitely going to do it again next year. We're going to have a change of format. We're going to talk about, yes, Matt's put a smiley face in the comments box down there. We are definitely going to have a better schedule and that kind of thing. But yeah, we did raise quite a lot of money for Child's Play charity. So yeah, hopefully someone you know who's in hospital is getting a brand new DS because of Quakeathon. So
oh, well done.
yeah,
I didn't know
it
that
was
you
good
could
fun.
do that.
From it.
That's quite cool. What was that,
Yeah,
Sarah?
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's not bad for, 4 days of non-stop Quake gaming.
Mm-hmm. And this is, hang on, I know we're sort of touching on catchphrases and things like that, but at the moment, I just want to quickly say, if you're thinking, oh, I'd really like to do something to help someone, but I don't have the money, I can't donate to a charity, blah, 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 all this and that. If you get in touch with Child's Play and if you set up something, you can do the tiniest things to, like, what is it? Something about the smallest stone makes the biggest ripple and all this and that. Do you know what I mean? If you set your mind to something, get your friends involved, you don't have to donate directly, but your actions can cause other people to donate, and that way you are doing good. You're all doing good. Do you know what I mean? So if you can't donate in a monetary sense, you can still donate time and effort and that kind of thing. And I think that was one of the things Quakeathon really drove home with me, is that you don't have to have loads of money to make a change in someone's life. That's cool. So yeah,
Exactly.
there you go.
Exactamundo.
I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone who did donate, and anyone who just joined us to watch. Thank you very much. It was awesome time, and every little helps. It's all good.
You are more legendary than us for playing. Do you know what I mean? We just played the games. You were there for either the whole thing or some bits and pieces, and you actually donated, and we just do what we do. Do you know what I mean? We just play video games. We had fun. There were some moments where we got a bit angry, and like obviously the game got really tough and things like that. But it was good fun overall, and we did good, and I think that's the main thing. And you can do too. Do you know what I mean? Take that away with you. You can do good too. This world needs more good. But I didn't mean to get all political on you there. So what are we talking about?
Catchphrases and memes.
Okay.
Another one of the memes we have, which is my favourite probably, is "Ding dong, don't care."
Ding dong, don't care. That was Awesome Endeavours, and we love Awesome Endeavours for that. He is the best. I think it was actually his brother or someone, wasn't it?
I think it was him that said it, and then his brother was like, "I love that response." It's just some of the most random things. He was doing a little test on his video, and they started talking on some really random shit, and then it was like, and you know what? It's like, "Ding dong, don't care," and it was like, what the hell? Where did this come from?
That sounds like such a cheerleader sort of thing to say, doesn't it?
Ding dong, don't care.
That was his very first podcast clip. His very first clip
Endeavours,
on the podcast.
we miss you. We miss you, Endeavours.
He's probably off doing the
you.
gamer tag that we set him.
Yeah, check out gamertag.
Let's hope he hurry up with that. Hurry up, Endeavours.
Well, that's the thing with gamertag. You can be casual about the gamertag, just as long as you don't take forever. Do you know what I mean? You can be casual with it. So, one of those things. Because I mean, I set mine to Peacemaker. I don't know if Dave, you've just recently sort of joined the whole gamertag idea, haven't you? Like you're new to it, as it were.
Yeah, Matt explained it to me a little while ago.
Well, I think maybe the best way to explain it is it's like if you're into rap and things like that, it's quite easy to understand because it's just like a cipher. But instead of spitting bars, as it is known in the industry, you play games. So what we've done is we play a clip from our favourite game or our best game. Like say we got 1 million or 20 billion on Geometry Wars, then that would probably make for quite entertaining video because it gets quite tense later on. But I did Sonic 3 and Knuckles for my gamer tag, and then at the end of my video, I tagged Peacemaker. And I think it took him about 2 months or something to get up to a part in Final Fantasy that he wanted to do. Yeah, exactly. He wanted to get to the end of Final Fantasy to do the boss, and he did that successfully. But again, that took him about 2 months, and then at the end of that, I think he tagged Matt. And Matt, you did your favourite level from one of the Doom games, eh?
Doom 2, level 8, Tricks and Traps.
Yeah, and then you tagged the super illustrious, awesome endeavours, and we don't know what he's going to do yet. But we found a problem. You can't record Red Alert 2, which is a bit of a shame, because I know a lot of people would like to do that, and you can't record certain other games, and it's just, sometimes, but it is good. Gamer tag is the one, and I'm sure that you will eventually get a tag sooner or later, Captain of Dave.
Undoubtedly.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So
get someone to give you a tag, certainly, sir.
Yeah.
Or it'll probably.
It's good that you said that.
Go on.
Sorry, go on. I was just going to say it's good that there isn't sort of like there's no hurry on it. If you see what I mean. 'Cause as I said, things would take me some time, unfortunately, which I really hate. But
it probably will stay within the ChaosNova. Like, I don't know who Awesome Endeavour is going to tag, but the likelihood is it will be someone within the ChaosNova sort of sect, and they'll know you. Do you know what I mean? So they'll probably tag you, no problem. So there probably won't even need to be a sort of like, hey, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, can you vote Captain Dave sort of thing, because someone will probably vote you anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sweet. But yeah, so just keep that in mind, like what you could do, because I spoke to Awesome Endeavours about it, and he's got no clue what he's doing yet. He doesn't. Do you know what I mean? So just mull it over. Do you know what I mean? Don't think too hard on it.
Did you say it has to be your favourite point in like your favourite game? If you see what I mean.
Not your favourite point, just like a favourite section. So, for example, I did Carnival Night Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then Peacemaker did a boss from a game, and then Matthegeek did a level in a game. Do you know what I mean? So I did level.
Oh right, yeah.
Matt did level. Peacemaker did a boss. Just things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like a short. I think the longest section. I think the longest clip is 10 to 15 minutes. But I could be wrong. So,
yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But the other thing
I could probably think of a few things.
The other thing to consider is after you've been tagged, who do you tag as well? So.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Keep it in mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm sure I could think of someone. If in doubt, can you re-tag people who've already been tagged?
We don't really encourage it, but I suppose if desperate times call for it, do you know what I mean? But I think 9 times out of 10 we'll be able to find. If you're really struggling for someone to tag, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to team you up with someone who you'll eventually want to tag. Do you know what I mean? And that's the other thing. The other thing with being being able to take it casually with the gamer tag is the fact that you can spend your time getting to know someone that you really like, and do you know what I mean? Sort of just build the relationship and then tag them. So
yeah,
it's just things like that.
Well, I could have an idea for that actually. What if we ask everyone if they would like to be a part of this? We could put them to a list, and if someone can't think of anyone to tag, we could give them that list and see if there's anyone in there they'd like to tag.
Oh yeah,
that's a good idea.
Cool idea.
Because at some point it would have to end, because eventually everyone would have gone round. So putting it out to the public.
Well, the other thing is it works on the
sounds like a smart idea.
The other thing is it sort of works on the 6 degrees of separation thing, because they just say in the realm that is, we had Matt tag Necroscope. Just say for example, and then Necroscope would tag one of his bigger friends, do you know what I mean? And then because of that, they'd come back and watch where gamertag started, and then they'd sort of see what we're all about as well, do you know what I mean? So it sort of builds and builds and builds, and we were thinking if it becomes successful enough, maybe after the 50th gamertag, we start turning it into a charity event, like a sponsorship to get to 100, sponsorship to get to 200, that kind of deal. So again, raising money for Child's Play charity or one of the charities that we trust.
Yeah.
I will take this moment just to say that the official playlist for Gamertag is on ChaosNova.com, so anything that will be from this official line of Gamertag will go onto there. Under our thing. Just a heads up in case there'll be some more starting off, which we hope will be the plan, you know, get some other people getting involved in it on their own level, and we'll see where those ones all go. But the official one that we have started will be on that one.
And maybe other people will start their own. And if there are other gamer tags going, then we'll see if we can have like cross gamer tags and things like that. Just sort of like tag and things like that. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Do you know what I mean? But what the bloody hell were we talking about?
Catchphrases, memes. And then we went on to Ding Dong Don't Care, Awesome Endeavours, and then we went on to Gamer Tag through there.
I think my only catchphrase really is "run away" when I'm confronted with either an Enderman or a frightening thing in. If I'm being shot at as well, I think if you watch Syndicate or Singularity, whenever someone's shooting at me and I'm low on health, run away, I don't want to be here.
If you're gonna have a catchphrase, "run away" is one that will do you well.
Yes,
It'll come in handy, that
one. Yeah. It works especially well in Dota 2 as well. Me and Awesome Endeavours are on the same lane.
Yes.
Run away, oh my god, run away.
Maybe that was the catchphrase that guy in Left 4 Dead that either you or Matt was talking about, where he said that guy just charged through and couldn't turn right or something. Maybe he had that same catchphrase, "run away."
There are speedruns on YouTube of expert speedruns, Left 4 Dead, just a pistol and whatnot. My favourite one's probably Kraken. He does all funny ones as well, but he just speeds run through the whole game, doesn't get hit by a zombie. It's like, how the fuck? I try and play it. Oh, dead on the first one. Oh.
Man.
But I think that's it for guest discussion. I think it's on to the game news next.
Should we leave the important one for last?
Oh yes, definitely leave the important one for last. Do you want me to quickly go through the releases that we have?
Yes.
Okay, well, on the 1st of May, so this has already been released, obviously, you had Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Now,
game, oh my god, that game looks incredible. That is, sorry, I know I've sort of just stolen everything you were going to say. Not that you were going to say, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've stolen the thunder, as it were.
That
game is an absolute 90s throwback to everything I've ever wanted, you know what I mean? Like, you have to collect, like, TVs and VCRs and shit like that, VCR tapes and stuff like that, and it's just, like, his catchphrases, like, you'll walk up to a massive dam and he'll be like, "God damn," do you know what I mean? Like, he's a proper 90s action hero, and I fucking love that. Oh, that game!
Have you played this one, Mr. Dave?
No. Is it the DLC for Far Cry?
It is DLC, but you don't need
Blood
the
Dragon.
official game to do it. It's an independent game on its own, so you don't need Far Cry 3 to play this. You just need the Blood Dragon thing.
Yeah. I haven't played it myself, but I've seen little bits of little clips of it, and I've heard from my mates that apparently it's just fantastic. Apparently, a lot of them say they prefer it to the game.
If you don't have the time to play it, or if there's some other reason in this world why you cannot play that absolutely epic game, watch Jesse Cox's playthrough, because do you know what I mean? He's of the perfect generation of the sort of 90s action hero. He sort of goes along and he makes up his own sort of 90s quotes, do you know what I mean? Like, and things like that. Like, he'll set someone on fire with a Molotov and be like, "Oh, it seems like you were intoxicated," do you know what I mean? And things like that. And it's just like, yeah, 90s throwback. Yeah. I love it.
It does look like a beast game.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm a huge fan of that sort of stuff. Where the good guys are good guys and the bad guys are bad guys, you know.
Yeah,
and you can blatantly tell who they are.
And you're like,
there's none of that.
Cyborg and all this crazy shit. It's amazing. I think there are lizards that roam the waste, and they've got lasers shooting out of their eyes and just shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's awesome.
It does sound good.
It does. Yeah. I'll give it a try at some point in my life, no doubt.
I bought it for Awesome Endeavours to say sorry for not being there at Stratosphere Survival when I planned to be there.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, Endeavours.
Well, the second big release
right
was Injustice Gods Among Us. And I think this is probably going to be like your sort of era. Not your type of game, but your sort of style, Dave, with all the superheroes and whatnot. Who would you think would be the best superhero to win?
Sorry. Sorry, you lost me a second.
Injustice Gods Among Us. Have you got a favourite that you would want to win out of all that?
If I want to win, I'd probably pick Flash.
Flash?
I'd go Flash.
Yeah?
Flash. Fastest man alive. Yeah. As I've been saying in the walkthroughs and stuff like that, I don't really know DC. I'm a Marvel person myself. And people ask why, and it's nothing against DC. It's literally just because I've only ever read Marvel, and I got into the universe, and then it's nothing against DC. From what I've read, it's good. Yeah, basically, like when I was on before I got my Xbox, I was only ever on PlayStation, not because it was better. just because one of my first consoles was a PS1. So
Sega
I just
versus
went up with them.
Nintendo, Atari versus Commodore,
Yeah.
not Atari versus Commodore, like PC versus Commodore, that sort of thing. So
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to a lot of the Marvel stuff, like their digital comics online. I get their graphic novels in the post, stuff like that. So I'm already well into them, if you see what I mean. I know all
Yeah.
of the, like, a lot of the backstories. So, but from what I've read of DC, a few of my friends have lent me some of the comics. I like them. I've got nothing against DC, but from what I've read, my favourite so far seems to be Flash. He just seems, I don't know, like my kind of guy. I just like him. Green Lantern can be all right. And do you know what? I like Batman since reading the comics. Never really was a huge fan of his, even during the films, the Dark Knight films. I thought he was all right, but I was never a huge fan of the sort of overly serious superheroes. I don't know why. I just thought they're I'm a bit kind of like, dude, come on, lighten up a little bit. But after reading the comics, Batman actually is a badass. He is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the films, he's just all like, oh, Batman. But
Swear
reading the comics, you're like, okay. Yeah, you're like, okay, now I see why Batman is Batman. You know, he's a badass when you read the comics. But no, from what I read, they've done this whole New 52 thing. And it's sort of like revamping it again. Marvel tried to copy it and it didn't quite work. But I read the New 52 Justice League, which is sort of like how they've reformed again, but sort of done newer, so people can try and get into it now. And also read this comic art called Flashpoint, where it's like how he ends up going back in time, or the time gets altered, or something like that. But yeah, Flash. If I had to pick one of them, it'd definitely be Flash.
So that
He
is a
seems the
superhero that
coolest.
would beat everybody else. Flash. Oh.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
That's a good
there's no reason
choice.
why he can't.
No, there's no
Because
reason
he is
at all.
actually... He's arguably faster than Superman, so...
Yeah.
I
That's
say
a good choice.
arguably, because there's difference in picks, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you actually want to say which character would win out of all of them in the game, then Aquaman. Overpowered. Overpowered as fuck, that character.
I don't know if you
My
saw
God.
the advert with Jay and Silent Bob, but when they're trying to sell Injustice Gods Among Us, one of the points where Jay has just beaten Silent Bob, and he throws the controller away, and he's like, "Yeah, Aquaman got mad sharks." It's just the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's
He
brilliant.
does.
It's
Going out of space and he
fantastic.
freaking brings a shark out. It's like, what? So how did they get there? It's like, no wonder why he ate the enemy. I mean, after that journey, I'd be hungry too. It's like, Jesus.
Oh, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome. See, everyone underestimates him. He's going to be the dark horse,
Oh yeah.
the dark fish. You got
Although
the
when
dark
I
knight,
played-
and you got the
when I
dark
played-
fish.
Although when I played it, the one time I did play it, because obviously everyone had picked their favourite characters, like Batman, Aquaman, Flash, so I couldn't be them. I flicked between Solomon Grundy and the Joker, just because.
Solomon
Just because I
Grundy.
can. Exactly.
Joker is probably the only sort of clown type that doesn't freak me out. I can look at Joker, there's no problems there. Do you know what I mean? Every other clown
Yeah.
in the universe, I just want to curl up, mate. It's not funny.
When we played
I
Killing
think,
Floor,
I think
we went with
everyone
Carnival.
agrees with you on that.
I don't mind.
Clowns are just horrible
don't
things.
scare me. Clowns do not
My
frighten
friends
me
don't
at all.
appreciate it. They put things in Facebook like, share this if your friends are scared of clowns, and it's the fucking clown from,
It's
what
a
is it?
picture of a... Yes, Tim Curry.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh. It's like, oh,
Might
if your
have to
friends
carry
are
on
afraid
without
of
me for a
clowns,
few
look at this
minutes.
clown.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly get the feeling if it wasn't for Madagascar 3, the circus business would have went out by now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that film, no kid would go to a circus these days. They don't even have animals anymore, do they? So
No,
Circuses are well outdated.
watch it on YouTube.
But then,
It's-
if we
that's
release
exactly
the...
what I say about the zoo. I'm like, why should I pay the silly amount of money to go watch a tiger sit at the same spot he sat 2 years ago when I could go watch like him take down a
A
don't know,
leopard.
a zebra or something? Yeah, exactly.
Tiger fights leopard. Who will win?
Yeah.
One with the biggest
I mean,
balls.
I've gone to the nearest zoo to us like so many times now. And every time that orangutan just sits there with that rag on his head in the exact same fucking
Yeah.
place every time, and I'm like, I've just paid 20 quid to come in here, and he's sitting in the same place he was 2 years ago. And a lot of people go, well, he's just an animal, and I'm like, why are you paying to go see him?
Photographs.
Oh,
Just take. You should have taken. That's where you fell down. You should have taken photographs 2 years prior, and then any time you get an urge to go to the zoo, you just put them up around your apartment, and walk around your apartment, and be like, "Oh, look, there are the giraffes." Do you know what I mean? Oh, look, there are the tigers. Like,
Or do one better. Or do one better. Set up like a little chalet bit just in the car park of the zoo with all the pictures, and just charge them like £2 instead. And be like, look, it's exactly the same layout as the zoo, and this is what they'll be doing, guaranteed. All right, so just look
do
at
you
my
know
pictures,
you'd probably get
have snacks.
more revenue than the zoo if you also covered the cars in sort of like, say, fur stripes for tigers and like rhinos and shit like that. You covered them, and then like you'd probably get more audience in the car park just because you've done some weird thing with photographs and all these cars that you've covered to look like animals. You'd probably pull more than the zoo these days, because zoos are going horribly out of fashion, I feel. Like circuses, like you say.
If they're willing to pay me a little bit extra, I'll even give them like the real life experience and fling some feces at their window if they really want to. You know? Be like, here's the monkey. He's like extra £10, and I throw my poo at your window.
Job done.
I don't even know how we started talking about this now. If we've gone off
no
again.
idea. It just happens.
What are the other game releases, Matt? Quickly.
There's a hell of a lot of iPad, Android game releases this month, but the next big one would have been the 10th of May, which is Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut for a Wii U exclusive.
What?
Yes, the Director's Cut for Deus Ex Human Revolution. It's a Wii U only exclusive. So anyone who's interested in the Deus Ex universe, there's
You've now got to buy a Wii U, suckers.
Yes. Not my sort of thing.
That's odd.
Or, alternatively, you could wait for a Steam sale and get Deus Ex Human Revolution and all the DLC. It might not be the Director's Cut edition, but you can get it for about £5. Do you know what I mean?
Not even that.
So, well, with the DLC, I'm not sure if there is much DLC. There's 2 DLC, isn't there? One where you're on a boat and the other when you're on something else. I don't know.
I'm not sure. But I do think that there might be a little contest on here where there will be a game giveaway, and I think that one will be maybe one of the games I have to give away.
Oh, sweet.
So that'll be something for the all the people out there in the world of YouTube.
Oh, maybe we could do it as our special secret word at the end of the show.
Secret word? Let's
Secret
see.
word.
Is it one of them? It is not one of them. Damn it. That sucks. Well, there is a game being, given away this month. I'll let you know that later on in the podcast, though.
Other releases? Any other exciting stuff coming out this month? I know Remember Me is available on...
No, it's next month. That's June 1st.
Oh, is it? Damn you, timing. So now we've got to talk about it on June's podcast, and it will be out and already being played on my channel before we even...
Well, then you can give us a little review of it as we do the podcast.
That's fair enough.
I think the next one will probably be... it's a very select group, but Persona 4, The Ultimate in Mayonako Arena, which Persona 4 is... Well, Persona has got a few games in its history. My friend...
You do this every month. You come on here with your list of games every month, and every month there is one in there that just sounds like letters and words have fallen out of your mouth.
It's sort of like the JRPG.
What did you just say?
Persona 4, The Ultimate Mayonaka Arena.
Every month he does this.
It's only because I've got a friend who I will tag in here. His name is Abel Knox. He loves the Persona series to death. He absolutely loves them. He's got all the games. He gets them pre-ordered. So for the people out there who are a big fan of it, there's that out there.
I don't understand. My thing is that I can. If you give me a game name, like say to me, "Oh, go play this game," and then you tell me all that, I'm unable to remember it. Do you know what I mean? So it could be a really good game, but because I can't remember the full title of it, I'll go get the wrong one and be like, "Oh, this is."
The short title is PES 4. There you go.
PES
or
4.
PES 4, something like that.
Okay. I'll try
That's
and
the
remember
short
that and
version.
have a look.
But it's for the sort of select people, it's not going to be like, oh, I've never heard of this game, let's buy it. It's going, oh, I love this series, I'll continue to buy games in this series. So, We would like to go, a little bit to the side for people who are interested in that sort of thing. Come on now.
You're telling me off now.
I
You're
am
being
telling
like,
you
"Look,
off. You tell me off,
we
I tell
need-
you off.
we need to incorporate for the people who are still playing JRPGs that aren't Final Fantasy. That small minority.
There's some
Hi guys.
calling out there for it, otherwise they wouldn't make them.
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose the biggest release for this month would be Metro Last Light, which was released on the 17th. And I believe that there's a little bit of something you'd like to say about that, isn't there, Nux? Or is that coming later?
In my Gamer's Rage, and we can sort of touch on this now, Metro was released, Last Light was released this month, and it got rave reviews, all this and that, but they've started selling difficulty levels as DLC. And I don't know if that strikes
Yes.
anyone as a bit odd, but they've started selling difficulty levels as DLC, and we always joked about
That's
this. We were
just
all like,
stupid.
I don't know if like the pre-chats on ages ago, but I don't know if we mentioned it as difficulty or like they were going to charge us to create characters in games, or they were going to charge us for every level or something stupid like that. And they actually are charging us for difficulties now. So yeah, I'm going to touch on that later in my Gamer's Rage. But Metro Last Light looks like a fantastic game, but I am actually boycotting. I know I'm probably me with my 100 subscribers. Yes, boycott them. It's not like, do you know what I mean, it's probably not going to make much difference. But the point is, I refuse to support a company that believes that selling difficulty is a good thing, is an acceptable business practice within the world of gaming. I don't think that's not right.
That's ridiculous. What happened to the good
Yeah.
old days of you complete it on normal to unlock hard, so
Yeah.
you play the game again? I thought that was the whole point.
Yeah,
Play it
That was a
twice.
good
I thought
strategy.
but
That was the whole point, so you play their game more.
I think the only way you could actually get it was by pre-ordering it. I don't think you can actually get it as DLC.
So
Or
it's
is
a
that
pre-order
thing?
bonus, but they're gonna time release it in a few months or a few weeks as extra DLC that you can buy. But I think if you pre-ordered it, the game was an extra $5. Oh no, hang on. The DLC. There was something about the DLC being like $5. I remember this much because Angry Joe made a video about it, and then I think Total Biscuit made a video about it as well. And yeah, basically $5 for the extra Ranger mode, I think it's called, where there's less ammo in the game. It's like the super hard difficulty, basically. The enemies are tougher, etc.
Realistic
etc.
mode, basically.
Yeah, basically, it removes your heads-up display, all that kinds of stuff to give you more immersion. And I just think, selling difficulty as a... But yeah, we'll touch on this later on the...
But yeah,
my Gamer's
that's
Rage. Yeah.
probably going to be the one that's caused the most controversy news for this month, really.
I don't know.
No?
Nintendo.
No, that's for the game-wise. Not for that.
Yes.
There's another one you've got, which is the 22nd of May, which is tomorrow? No, 3 days' time. Which is The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing on PC. So for anyone who's a big fan of the Van Helsing series, there is a game coming to it. There's a game coming. But I think it's like a Diablo type of game, from what I remember. I think that's what it is.
Is it a Diablo 2 kind of game, or is it a Diablo 3 kind of game?
I'm not entirely sure. I only saw a clip of it, Al. That's very loud. But it's sort of like the top-down thing. It's not like first person, it's not third person, it's mostly top-down sort of thing.
But what's it bloody called?
Torchlight?
Oh. Torchlight, is that the one?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
I want to play more of that game. In fact, let me check it. Have I got that right? Torchlight 2, yeah. Is it like Torchlight 2?
I don't know. I've not played it.
Okay. We should play
I
that sometime.
wouldn't
It's a fantastic game.
know. I own it. I've also got that available at some point to give away.
Yay!
I suppose the big...
Huzzah.
is anyone here actually a fan of Van Helsing? Watch the movies, read the comics, etc.
I just remember the movies being quite funny.
What, with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, I think so. I could just remember Igor saying, "It's what I do," and for some reason that just sticks in my head.
So when you think of Van Helsing, badass monster killer, it's what I do.
It's what I do.
Oh,
Igor, why must you torture the patient so? It's what I do. it's what do you know what I mean? It just sticks. I like it. Yeah.
There it is. Well, the biggest 3DS release will be Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. That's on the 24th of May. Don't buy it?
Don't buy it. Don't.
Why
if
not?
it's got the Nintendo logo on it, don't buy it.
Oh,
Ugh.
you shouldn't boycott Nintendo or say no
Why
to
am I not allowed
Nintendo.
to boycott Nintendo?
We'll go into that a
I know
bit
for a
later.
fact I'm not. I love me some Pokemon, so
Yeah, I think we can go into that a little bit
I actually
later.
want to start playing the new Pokemon games because apparently you can really interact with them, like give them gifts and shit
Yeah.
like that. So I want to get
Yeah,
into
yeah.
it again.
I've been I got back into it about a year or so ago, and I've been playing them along. I got Black and White, and I got Black and White 2, and now when the next one comes out, it's it's going to be exclusively on the 3DS. It's not going to be on the DS anymore, but it's going to be because it's no longer colors anymore like it has been since the very start. It's now X and Y, and that's because now it's not over the top, heads down. It's actually 3D now. Like you're a character looking from behind him, running around, and the Pokemon battles aren't just two Pokemon 2D. They're actually 3D models fighting. You actually see the attack they do and everything.
No
So
way.
they've completely changed it up. Like you run and you jump and you swing on vines, and they've totally changed it up now. Completely different.
That does
So I
sound
think I'll be
pretty
picking
good.
up a 3DS for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously the next one that's going to come out. You know, they always bring out like two, so there'll be Pokemon X and there'll be Pokemon
Yeah.
Y, and then some have some Pokemon, some have the other, vice versa. Well, then after that, they bring out one that's the same game, but then the story's been altered again, like 2 years later or something like that, and that's going to be Pokemon Z.
Oh no.
But obviously for the
Z and
axes,
X.
X, Y, and Z.
X, Y,
yeah,
Z
X, Y, and Z for the axes.
What'll be the other
yeah.
one?
But yeah, for that one reason alone, I'm definitely not boycotting Nintendo.
Yeah.
They've got me by the short hairs.
Yeah.
We'll
we
go a
talk
bit
about
more
it now?
into it. Alright, if you want, we'll talk about it now.
Have we got? Is there more game releases?
There
Do we need to be
is
professional
one
about this?
main one that really, which is the new Resident Evil game coming out, which is Revelations. That's the only other one we have.
Ooh.
Video Game Carnage did a short sort of playthrough of the demo. I definitely recommend go checking out Video Game Carnage's channel. He is legendary. I think the term is not safe for work. Yeah, don't go to Video Game Carnage's channel if you want pretty flowers and sensible language. He is quite colourful with his language. So just a warning there. But Video Game Carnage did a short playthrough of the demo for Revelations, and he enjoyed it. And I've got to be honest, I think I enjoyed it too. So I might pick up that game.
It does look a pretty good game. I watched my friend Abelnox do the demo as well, and I'm like, well, I've got every other Resident Evil game. I may as well end up getting this one.
Well,
it's not going to be,
yeah.
day one, must have it, but I'll eventually get it. I'll eventually get around to playing it, just like I've got 6, and I will play it at some point. I've played them all. I'm terrified of the first 4 Resident Evil games. Survival horror, no!
Don't open that door.
Let's not start quoting now. Not the Barry Burns.
I thought I heard the Resident Evil games had started getting a bit goofy recently. Like, just really zany stuff had been
Number
happening in them.
5. Is it number 5?
That's the one that you guys are
Raccoon
playing.
City.
Wait,
Oh,
is
no, number 5 was good. I liked number 5. I don't think it got received all that well, but number 5 was quite good.
Is number
in my
5
opinion.
the ones where it was the guy with the massive arms?
Yes, Chris
And
Redfield.
the little, yes, and the tiny
And Shiva.
little black girl.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Shiva
Yeah,
or Sheva,
Shiva.
depending on how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I keep thinking it was Rochelle, but that's Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead
isn't it?
2. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept thinking it was Rochelle. But that game, I watched a dual walkthrough of that game, and partly because of the people playing it, was the funniest thing I'd ever watched. It was because them two got on really well, and they were just taking the mick out of each other and the game and just killing each other, and it was so funny. It was like everything they did. Every time, you killed snakes and eggs would fall out of them or something.
Yeah.
And every time the guy picked him up, he was like, "I need the protein for my biceps."
Oh man.
You kind of had to be there, but it was just cracking me up.
Oh no,
The
I
game was so
understand
goofy.
completely. Yeah, Resident Evil
it
5
was-
was good. Resident Evil Raccoon City was a farce.
Oh,
from what
that's,
I can remember.
Oh, yeah. Raccoon City Operation, or
Oh,
Operation
yeah,
Raccoon
don't-
City, that's the one.
Yeah, don't even go there. And then Resident Evil 6, I haven't even looked at But this
It's only a
Revelations
tenner,
that's coming out.
so that's how good it is. It's a tenner
Yeah.
after what?
It's only
3
£10.
months?
That came out like 6 months ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's already a tenner.
I bought it
That's
2 months
bad.
ago for a tenner. You know, HMV, £10. Definitely
And you
worth
got
it.
it in HMV. They're
Yeah.
expensive. There was a
Yeah.
tenner in there.
This
God,
was
it must
just
be like a
after
fiver everywhere
the
else.
liquidation went out. It's just like, oh, we're not actually liquidising anymore. Push their prices back up. That
Jesus
was still a tenner.
That
Nice.
game must have gone downhill quick if a shop like HMV is charging cheap prices for it.
Yes, yes.
Oh dear. I remember playing a demo of Resident Evil 1, and I can only play it when my little brother and sister had gone to bed because it was too scary for them.
Oh, tell you what,
Because
right?
you look back on it now and it's like, what?
Yeah. Tell you what, when I used to watch my brother play that, they would terrify the hell out of me, my brother and his friend, and I was like, why? They just like, oh,
I remember Doom
scary.
used to scare me.
same.
The Beholders!
Yeah.
Is it the massive eyes? Like, I
Cacodemons?
used to honestly, I used to honestly believe that they used to exist. I had to sleep with a nightlight on because I was afraid of cacodemons, and that is no joke. No joke.
I used to go around my best mate's house, and Doom was the third game I ever got on the PlayStation. And bear in mind, I was severely underage to play it. I'd go around my mate's house, and I'd like go around his house and stay around there, and whatever. We'd be sitting there in our sleeping bags with a bag of Doritos in front of us, lights out in the room, just playing Doom on his big TV with surround sound. And you know, you had those rooms where it's pitch black. And there's just a flashing light somewhere, and we'd be chatting, but then we'd go in that room and we'd both go silent, and then all you hear from just behind you suddenly was, "Maha." And we'd be like, fuck! It was the best experience ever. Just a tiny little Maha. Scare the hell out of us. And then all hell would break loose. But it's such a fun game. So good.
No.
Any other game releases this month?
No, that's it. We can move on to the big news.
Okay.
Come, let's approach the elephant that's in the room. Let's talk about Nintendo.
Okay, look, right. Nintendo. I will address you directly. The people who you are shutting down are the people who are supporting you the most, okay? So the people who are playing through your games solely, do you know what I mean? The people who are putting their entire channels into highlighting and showcasing your games are the people you are hurting the most. If they rely on their ad revenue to exist as a family or whatever, or just someone who's trying to make it in this world, please do not take that away from them. That is literally all I want to say on this. That you possibly are wrecking livelihoods. Fair enough. Right, right, and this is where the grey area is. It's your content, yeah, fair enough, that they're playing over. But sometimes, in the case of Minecraft, you can get a lot of hype generated about your game. And in other cases, people who are watching these Let's Plays are probably never going to buy the game in the first place anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, they either haven't got the time, or they haven't got the money, or they haven't got the system. Like, for example, I'm never going to buy Lego City Undercover, but I'm enjoying Good's playthrough of it immensely. And if there's a way that I can sort of support Good for doing his commentary over the top of it, I'll do it. He's already paid for the game. It should basically be his right to do what he wants with it, bar pirate it and copy it and sell it on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would never go out and buy Lego City Undercover. I'd like to sort of know the storyline and everything that's going on, but I'm also there for Good and to see what he adds to the playthrough. And really, I think this should kind of be covered under the what is it?
Fair
The Parody Act. If it's covered under the sort of Parody Act where you take something and you manipulate it in a way to make it funny, where do you draw the line between someone who's just doing commentary and is like really dull and boring about it, and where someone's doing jokes and stuff like that over the top of it and they're making it their own experience? Because every time someone goes through a game, no one is going to take the exact same set of steps, or they're not going to level up their character in the exact same way. You add something to that game. So, like, it's an interactive media, if you will. You are what makes that game enjoyable. And to not shut people down, but to take people's ad revenue away from them because they are highlighting and showcasing your games and being really supportive of your company and buying your games in the first place, bad move, Nintendo. I'm sorry, that's all I want to say on that, but bad fucking move, Nintendo.
I got a few things about that, but I'll let Dave go first.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they might be the same things as you. Is that I agree and I disagree on certain points. Because the fact is, those people can still make those videos to do with Nintendo. Like, someone wants to upload Pokemon or, I don't know, just random
I think
Nintendo
it's just sort
game
of like
number
Mario.
252.
Exactly, I think it's just sort of like the Marios and the
Zelda.
sort of very mainstream Metroids and things like that.
The thing is, they can still upload whatever they like. They just can't earn money for it. And I agree and I disagree with one point that you were saying about people watching the videos. Because the amount of times people have watched my videos and gone out and bought the game because of my walkthrough, that is a reason why what they've done is stupid. Because people would have bought the game if they're uploading stuff, and if they're not earning revenue on it, there's a good chance they're going to stop uploading it unless that's the main focus of their channel. So they've shot themselves in the foot in that way. But then from the same perspective where you said you would never play that game, you would never have bought it, then I can see why they did it as a good thing. Because by people making content of their videos, people who maybe wanted to see the game but would never pay money for it are now going to get to see the game for free. If you see what I mean, which means they're losing out on money because they've made this game and now someone's basically, it's like watching a pirate film. They've managed to see the film without paying for it. If you see what I mean.
Yeah, I can understand the point of view. Yeah, definitely.
If they watch the walkthrough, and then go out and buy it, then no, Nintendo have shot themselves in the foot. But on the other perspective, but I think it comes down to it. It's like, are people still going to upload Nintendo stuff now they're not earning money? That's the question in my mind.
I think a good point that Total Biscuit touched on was that if people would much rather watch your games than play them, then there is something fundamentally wrong with the way you're designing games. If that makes sense. True. So that was just the point that TB touched on, and just. Like with Minecraft, and in sort of indirectly, when you do Let's Plays and that of Minecraft, you sort of buy other accounts for people and do giveaways with games and that kind of thing, which sort of directly bolsters the market. But if, like TB said, if you're making games that no one wants to play, then something's wrong. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be something different happen there.
I think what they're trying to do is now everyone's finally coming around to realising that the internet's a big thing, quite often in many cases bigger than TV. Some channels definitely are bigger than some TV shows, like viewer
absolutely.
But I think what Nintendo are doing, they are realising that this many people are watching this sort of stuff, and they're trying to think, well, if these people are going to be watching our game and these people are going to be earning money from our game, then they want to be in charge of it. So I think they're still willing to let people earn money, but they're going to be earning money from Nintendo as opposed to just some random partner program out on YouTube. I think they're just basically, they want to control it.
Well, the other thing is, if you're partnered, your partnership, or the people you're partnered with, should have a contract with like Nintendo, EA, all this sort of thing to showcase and allow Let's Plays of these games, basically. So... That's why they spend so much money on lawyers and that. That's why the Game Station have got like lawyers that are just there all the time. Do you know what I mean? To sort this sort of stuff out. So I don't know. It's a grey area.
Well, the thing is, when watching some YouTubers, one in particular, Chugga Conroy, and joint channel with other ones called the Runaway Guys. That made me want to go out and buy a Wii. So I actually went out, I bought a Wii, I bought some games for it. I've not played it yet, but I went out and bought it just because of how much fun they were having with it. And I think, if they can do that, it's like, wow, you've just made, 80 quid. Well done. Just because I watched it on YouTube. So I think if you're going to start saying to people, well, you've made 80 quid for us, but we want a bit more, it's starting to get a little bit on the greedy side. But I do 100% agree that it is all their content. All we provide is a voiceover. And at the end of the day, they're still allowing us to show their content. So we can still get it out there, but we just won't get paid for it. As opposed to the alternative, they just remove it. So you can't upload it, you get in trouble for it, you get a lawsuit. I think they're kind of saying, yeah, sure, you can do it legally, you're not going to get in trouble, but we want the money for it. I think that's fair and not fair in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely know what you're saying. Basically, they're saying, yeah, you can upload it, but if you're going to upload it, we're going to be your boss.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
go on.
If someone like BioWare was to do that, then they would have shot themselves in the foot majorly. Because if they had done that, then the person who I watched who played Mass Effect 2, they never would have uploaded that if they weren't earning money on it, or at least I assume they probably wouldn't have, because it's quite a long game that would have took a lot of their time up, which means I never would have seen it. I then wouldn't have gone out and bought the trilogy, and not only did I buy the trilogy, I bought an Xbox, and not only did I do that, I bought every single bit of DLC that came with it because I love the game so much. If I hadn't watched that one walkthrough, they would have been out over £100 just from me buying DLC in the trilogy.
So
Yeah,
that in itself is an exact point. Like you saw the game, you wanted to play the game because of watching it on a video. Do you know what I mean? And then you went out and bought all this stuff. So why aren't people doing the same with Nintendo games? Why aren't people going out to buy Wii U's and Zombie U and all this stuff? It's because people don't really care. Do you know what I mean? Like more people.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
When
I know exactly what I mean.
When I was playing Singularity and when I play Defiance, I try my absolute hardest to sell those games to people. When I was playing Singularity, I was like, this game's amazing. This is really sort of visceral and I feel like I'm doing... Do you know what I mean? It just felt like a really good game. If it's a good game, I will try to sell it to people. Do you know what I mean? But if it's a crap game, if the campaign's only 2 hours long and all this and that, I'll tell people that as well. And I think that's another important part of Let's Play is that you can hold companies to accountability, because if your game's shit, you get to see that firsthand and you can save yourself a bit of money. But then if your game's really good, they'll do what you did and go out and buy the game. So, it's just, yeah.
I think Nintendo may be a rare case, though, because they've got their own system and they do have, their own games on it as well. So I think to say, like, individual developers come in on a different system, they're not going to be able to do the same thing as Nintendo are doing. I don't know how to word it best, basically. But you got Zelda. That's a Nintendo-made game for their own system, nothing else. But everything else that are like Call of Duty, that's multi-thing. That's on every console, even PC. So I think Nintendo may just be a rare case, and everyone else will start boycotting them and going off into Xbox and PlayStation. Do you think that would be a possibility?
Well, that's going to be the future of Let's Play, isn't it? PC, Xbox, PlayStation. Nintendo won't even have a place in YouTube because people will be too scared to put their content on. Not just because there's a possibility that they'll take ad revenue, but because possibly there's a chance they'll get a copyright strike. So the future is just going to be a PlayStation 3, Xbox 3, or PlayStation 4, Xbox 720, PC Battlefield. And do we want a future without Nintendo? I certainly know I didn't want a future without Sega, and now look what's happened to them. Do you know what I mean? Now making deals with Nintendo, Sonic and Mario at the Olympics. Do you know what I mean? F all that, man. It's a joke.
I don't know. I don't know if this is going to either hurt or help the industry, because if there are people doing this just for the money, it'll get rid of those people. If there are people genuinely doing this for the love of it, you'll get only better content coming out on YouTube. So it's sort of a double-edged
That is a good
thing.
point. That is a very good point, actually. Which is, it'd be one of those things I was talking about earlier. It would actually kind of help in a way. It'd help trim the fat, so to speak.
Yeah,
All these people
weed out the people who
out
aren't
there just doing it for the hell of it. There's people who are out there would be like people who did it back before there was ad revenue on YouTube. People who were uploading stuff back when there was never any idea that you could ever earn any money for it. They were doing it because they wanted to upload videos and they'd get no views on it, and they'd upload it again the next day still. People like that are the ones we want to keep around.
See,
the people that we need to sort of get rid of are the ones who are just doing the really poor quality content and giving the rest of us a bad name, basically. Do you know what I mean? The people who put time and effort in, like you, Dave, who does the screenshots and the titles and all that great stuff. People who put the production value into their videos, they're the people we want to keep. The people who are properly showcasing these games for what they are and how they were meant to be seen, 1080p, 720, do you know what I mean? Like the people who are doing it properly. And then there are the people who are sort of doing it through a free version of Bandicam, etc., etc., and there's the audio's all out of sync and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I think if we could get rid of the people who really are just doing it to make a quick buck, then the playing field on YouTube will become a much better place. And I think more people will want to interact with one another because you'll know that they're not just there for the money, they're there because they're enjoying what they're doing.
See, the
And
thing
that's
this is
another
going to
thing.
teach us best
No.
is it's going to show us if someone switches from Nintendo to Sony, you know they're only in it for the money. If someone stays on it, like Chugga Conroy, he's going to stay on Nintendo. Nintendo Capri Sun, they're going to stay playing Nintendo games, and I think that is going to be awesome if they just stay on that. I mean, I've seen a few videos where people have like saying, "Oh, future Let's Playing, here, have an Xbox, have a PlayStation." It's like, yeah, okay, it was funny, but clearly you're not in it for the love of the game, you know? And I think that's going to be...
No, exactly what you mean.
It doesn't affect people like us three because we're not Nintendo gamers. Like, I'm PC, you two are like console gamers, aren't you, in the form of Xbox and PlayStation? Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Xbox,
yeah.
PlayStation.
I played a bit of PC.
I am moving back onto all the older consoles soon, though. PlayStation 1, Super NES,
But
NES.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't really affect us, the whole Nintendo thing, but I think, in essence, just the banding together with your fellow YouTubers in this time of need. Like, if there are actually people out there who are making livelihoods off Nintendo videos, fair enough, it's a bit of a grey area, but to suddenly have their income cut like that overnight, do you know what I mean? I think we just need to show solidarity with our YouTube brethren, do you know what I mean? Because we haven't got a union, we haven't got any bosses or anything like that. We haven't really got people who can stand up for us. Yeah, fair enough, you can say that the collective and the node and all our all our partnerships for all the good they do, I don't think they're lawyers versus EA's lawyers and against Nintendo's lawyers. We haven't got a chance. We need to band together and we need to show that we aren't going to be pushed around just because, you know, we're the little guy sat behind the desk with the microphone. Do you know what I mean? I think we really need to... I'm hoping, in a way, that this forces everybody on YouTube to sort of go underground to a pirate YouTube station, do you know what I mean? Where you can upload your videos and... Like, it can be like a pirate radio station. It'd be really cool. And the big wigs can't get involved because it's hosted in Cuba and all this sort of shit, do you know what I mean? Like... Kim.com, if you're listening, get in touch. Me and you can figure out a deal, bro. I promise you. Me and you.
Oh, dear.
He's Kiwi, man. He's New Zealander. Good on him.
Bless.
Yeah, man. Kiwis all the way.
Is there
Anyway.
any more gamers news about?
I
Or
don't
we
think
still
so.
want to do a bit more on Nintendo? Dave, you got anything else to say on it?
Not to the Nintendo front. I think it's one of those things where it's just really a wait and see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah. Speak of wait and see,
Yeah,
the
basically-
new Xbox comes
yeah.
out soon. That's a wait and see.
Yeah,
2
the new
days that
Xbox.
comes
It's
out.
actually
Well, the
might
news
not
about
help
it.
the conversation, but I actually know squat about both the Xbox and the supposed PlayStation. Everyone I know keeps talking about it, but one of these things with the consoles is I honestly don't care. It's like when the PS3 come out, that was out for about 2 or 3 years before I actually bought it. It's because I don't
Same.
buy it until there's a game that I want that's on it, which is exclusive for that console, you know?
I bought my
Yeah,
first
same.
PS2 a week ago. And I've got my original Xbox One still plugged in here that plays Genesis games. I'm not even sure it still plays Xbox One games. It does, actually. I played Unreal Championship Leandri Conflict on it the other week. Beautiful console. Bit bulky. I'm pretty sure I can fit another console in there, which is what I'm going to attempt to do soon. But,
See, the
yeah.
only thing that I bought PlayStation 3 for was for Assassin's Creed when that came out. Because
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't on Xbox. I was like, this game looks amazing, I want it. So I bought a PS3 just to play that. And then it came out on Xbox. I was like, God damn it, I didn't need this.
I'll tell you what, if you want a PlayStation exclusive game to get, since you've got one flying around, and no, I'm not going to say Little Big Planet before anyone thinks it, is
Played it,
Heavy
didn't like
Rain.
it. I really want to
Heavy
play
Rain?
that. No, Little Big
Oh.
Planet. I've played Little Big Planet. I had it at one point. I was bored to hell out of it. But Heavy
It's
Rain.
a boring game. You need to play it with a mate, but
Heavy Rain
Really
sounds
do,
like a good
Heavy
game.
Rain is a
I've
fantastic game.
seen 2 Let's Plays of it. I think one of them was your one. Did you do one?
That was my very first Let's Play ever
Yeah.
with my crappy microphone and my abundant of swearing.
Yes. I think yours is one that I watched, and another one, that channel no longer exists. So yours is the only one I watch that still is around.
Hey, success.
Should
And
we,
it looks awesome.
I bullied him to quit.
You did. You beat him out of it.
But no, that is a fantastic game. It's one of those games where it's basically it's a story. and you choose what happens in it. There's literally hardly any gameplay because all it is you flicking your analog stick left or right or up or down or pressing square triangle in the right combination or something, and it's just making decisions. You can get to the end and all your characters are dead, or you can get to the end and they're all alive. It's a fantastic game.
It looked so
There's a
good.
new one coming out. There's a new one coming out. It's very similar. It's got Ellen Page in it. Yeah, it's really good.
I have to look at
It's
that.
starring
I don't mean to interrupt, but shall we do Gamers Rage after the break?
Yes, I think we need to take a little break.
Yes, because my bladder's going to explode.
Yeah, I'm on exactly the same page, bro. Don't worry. So if
When
we
we were
take a
talking
little
about
break
Nintendo,
now...
I was walking around. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yes.
All right then. Well, we're going to take a little break here, guys, and we will catch you on the flip side of this break. Enjoy the little video clips that we've prepared for you, and we will see you soon, guys.
Do 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 do. You're on a break.
User.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is exactly why we can't have nice things.
That's the grabby beetle of doom.
Yeah. You guys are in for a real treat. Let me tell you.
Yeah, guess what, grabby beetle? I can grab too.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, sucker. You're about to meet our friend Turtle. And who's going to introduce you to his friend Pain?
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
I think if you actually upload this video, some shrink is going to see it and have you certified.
That is it. That is totally it.
Hi guys, Peacemaker here with Matthegeek, and today we're going to be pissing about on this adventure map called Wrath of the Fallen by the very, very technical Hypixel. He's an awesome builder though. I did do a little bit of a look around before on a solo world, and it looks epic, so I'm really looking forward to this. Hello, Matthegeek.
Hello, Peacemaker.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a little look around the room. Can you see me? I can see something that resembles you. I can't see you. I can't touch you.
John Cena, baby.
Oh. Please make sure you read the map details. Yes. Well, that's already done. I've set all this up. I've done all this. This is okay. You must be this high to ride on this adventure map.
There's no G.
And this is the tutorial room. So shall we set the difficulty and then get to it?
Yes.
What do we reckon we should do the difficulty on? You want which one? You want hard?
No,
Screw yourself, man.
Apparently
We'll
it's
die.
recommended to do easy, so let's do that.
Should we do what's recommended to us?
Nah, fuck it, we'll do normal.
Is that the chaos? No!
Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the ChaosNova.com podcast, part 3, with myself, Matt the Geek. I have transformed into Matt the Geek.
And me,
with my
Nux
son.
V1.
And Captain Dave.
Hello.
You're still staying, Captain Dave. You can't be no one else.
Yeah,
You can be Awesome Endeavours.
Yeah, you're this month's
It's
awesome.
myself, Matt the Geek, Nux V1, and Awesome Endeavours. Hello! Best intro
There, guys.
ever.
Oh, dear.
It's currently 12 PM where we are. I don't know if that counts for anything, but I am a little tired. Right. Gamers Rage.
Rage!
Someone cut out then. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's all right. I was going to say something, and then I realised it was irrelevant, and I was cutting you up. So don't worry.
That's fine. Don't
And
worry
then
about it.
and now I've ended up doing it anyway. So
It's cool. It's all good.
So you might as well say it.
that's right. Carry on.
Matt, do you want to start off with this month's Gamers Rage?
Yeah, go on then. My Gamer's Rage for this month is invisible walls in games and invisible blocks in Mario and such. You shouldn't really punish people if they want to explore the map that you took so long to create. I mean, Borderlands 2 is one of my biggest annoyances was the invisible walls in that. It's like, oh, there's a cliff here, I'm going to walk close to this cliff. Oh, I can't fall off? What if there's a secret down there? I mean, I just want to explore. They make this world. It's like, oh, sorry, there's an invisible wall here. You should punish someone by making them fall off if they're going to walk over the edge of a cliff. Like in Borderlands 1, you fall off a cliff, you die. You know, you come back. Borderlands 2, you go to the cliff. Oh, I can't get past this invisible wall.
How do you feel about things like, the Tucker 9 setup that we've got on the Chaoscraft server? You know how it's sort of closed in, but there's a story behind it. It's in a canyon valley, do you know what I mean? Like it's meant to be in this sort of valleyed area. That's not like an invisible wall, is it? That's like
that's an
part
actual
of the scenery. Yeah.
I mean, actual walls are fine, but it's when you're trying to explore something and you know there's something around there, you just can't get there because they've put a force field on it. Dead Island did it as well. A few others did it. It's just like, but I can walk there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Why can't I get there?
To be honest, it sounds like, I mean, obviously I'm very new to it, but bear in mind I'm on a gaming course as well. As I say, I'm quite early on in it, so I don't know a lot. But it sounds like to me it's just very lazy developing. That's what it sounds like. It's like they can't be asked to create a wall or a mountain, so they make it a cliff face, and that way all they've got to do is put in a background. But then they're too lazy to even code in a death scene where you fall off the edge. So they just put up an invisible wall where they would originally have the mountain that they were too lazy to create. You know, and and they just go along with the prefaces of, nah, they're never going to come down here. It's just like, well, Matt the Geek did. So.
Matt the Geek does stupid things. I made a car climb a tree. Looking for secrets, yes.
Looking for secrets.
I will do things that people don't expect to happen. Like they think, no one would ever do this in the game. I'm going to do it. It's like trying to jump over a fence. I will jump over this fence one way or another. If I've got to climb on something to get over it, I will get over there. And it's like an invisible wall.
You know, it'd be a good game, a good job for you, Matt. It'd be one of those QA game testers. And
I really want to be a beta tester.
Yeah, their job is to play the game over and over and over again, and literally just stand up against the wall and hop at it and go along the wall and just literally play one level to death to try and find every bug and glitch ever possible. So then that way the game can like correct it before it's ever released.
See, I really want to do that, but I have no idea how to get into that business.
Yeah,
there's a website that I don't mean to promote like a crazy ass website, but back in the day there used to be a website where you could sign up for sort of like you gave them your email address and ticked boxes depending on what you wanted to be. So if you had programming skills, game design skills, level design, quality assurance testing, that kind of thing, you could preference it, and then they'd give you jobs in your sort of area or where you could move to. And they'd email you those job sort of vacancies. Quality testing, gaming, do you know what I mean? Like level design, that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
I don't know if that website's still out there, but you're more than welcome to check it out if you can find it.
I'll give it a go. I mean, it's beta testing, I want to get into that, and voice acting. Those are the two things I'd love to do in the video game
Voice
industry.
acting would be fantastic.
I kind of already have.
What was that? I saw something about that. I didn't get to actually see what it was though.
It's not out yet. There's a guy who's making a game, and when it's out, I'll be spamming the hell out of it and playing the hell out of it. But he just wanted a few words done, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll do some voice acting. Why not? So I may be in a computer game at some point.
Dick, that sounds good.
And yeah. I don't know, it's going to be one of those indie games and whatnot. It looks pretty fun, actually. And but it just gets your name out there, doesn't it? And it's something I'd love to do. Voice acting. If it's a computer game, TV series, I don't care. I'll do it.
Still good.
So there's that. That's one thing. I don't know.
And also, when we finish our game, you know, the whole taking flight level 1 in the Unreal Development Kit, I'm sure there'll be more than enough roles for all of us. That'll be something to look forward to as well.
I'll play the sound
in that game. Yeah, that can work. We need plenty of drunk people.
Yes, I get an excuse to drink rum.
I was about to say I'm well on the way with that now.
Game practically starts in a tavern, so do you know what I mean? It's all go from there.
Yeah.
Well, on that last break, I filled up my rum cup. So
good man, good man.
proper pirate.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
But invisible walls, Captain
That
Dave.
is mine.
What is your rage?
My rage. I don't know. I've been playing my favourite games. There have been many. My rage, I think I'd have to pick right now. Is it's kind of kind of along the sort of same lines as Matt's in a way, and it's kind of generic as well. But it's just general glitches and bugs in the game which stop the game from playing. Not little things. Little things are funny. Like if someone falls through the floor, but you can still see them, or especially GTA is a prone example of this. It's
You
like
mean
when
the swing set?
yeah, well, that's funny, that's hilarious. Or like when someone gets in the car, but they're not in the car, but they still drive off, and it's like little stuff like that is just fantastic. And it's funny, and it's stuff like that that makes the game hilarious, especially in walkthroughs. But it's stuff that breaks the game, and it is no fault of your own.
You mean when you walk through a door in Oblivion and it auto-saves, but the game doesn't properly load and just corrupts your auto-save? It's just, thanks for that.
The one bit that happened in my Mass Effect walkthrough was coming up is I killed all the Geth that were around, and then what they do is they drop like a big armature, which is like a big version, like a tank of a Geth. But it landed on my car and then fell through the map. And then I was sitting there like, what? And I couldn't move on until I'd killed this armature, but it fell through the floor. So I'm like, and all my team had like pointing their gun down at him, and I was like, fantastic. And I was like, when did I last save? As soon as I entered the world. So it was like 20 minutes earlier. And it's like, for crying out loud, it's like, that's not even my fault. It's like, I whooped their ass too hard. And it's just...
It was too good, damn it. Now I paid for it.
This is how you reward me.
That is so frustrating. It's just nothing you can do about it. And... It's so irritating because you've done nothing wrong, and the game just breaks, and it's not even the game's fault. It flips out for some reason. It's just so annoying. It's one of those things you can't do anything about it. There's nobody to get angry at. It's not like somebody did it to you, and it's just you're angry because it's nobody's fault. If you see what I mean, it's just really bad luck, and it's just like, oh, for crying out loud, really?
I'll tell you what, right? What if someone invented a game where you could kill a character and it ruins the rest of the game so you can never complete it?
I think it should happen.
That game exists. I have played it. I have done that. That game is Gothic free.
I might have to look into this.
It's pretty much at the very start of the game. You can kill this one dude and you can never complete the game because of it. You can't even move on to like mission 5 or whatever.
I think the best ones where you're in Metal Gear Solid and you kill Autogon. Autogon? That's the shape.
Otacon.
No, Revolver Ocelot. If you kill him, you get an end game thing that comes up saying you've created a paradox. That's brilliant.
That's pretty cool.
Know that. That's quite funny.
If you kill Ocelot, I think it's in the one where you're in the jungle and you're...
That's number 3.
Solidus, is that the one? I think if you kill Ocelot, it comes up with an end game thing saying you've created a paradox. Gets you to load your game.
That's a bit bullshit, that is, but funny at the same time.
I thought it was fantastic when in the original Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, so not the original one at all, like the director's gut, basically, yeah. But in that one, at the end of the game where it was like the Colonel started going crazy and he was like, I need Scissors 61, and the game started going like you'd game over mode, and you were still running around in the top left fighting off all these sort of ninja people, and it really broke with the immersion, and you were like in the game over screen, but at the same time you were still fighting people, and that was really kind of... Metal Gear Solid is good for crazy stuff like that. Like if you start on the oil rig and you kill all the birds, Rose rings you up and she's like, "Oh, Jack, I didn't realize you were such a monster."
What, for killing birds?
Yeah, if you shoot loads of birds at the beginning of the oil rig, I don't know if you need to come back with a actual gun that kills people or if it's like you can use the Tranquilizer M9. I suppose just shooting birds in general, she'll ring you up on the codex. She'll be like, I had no idea you were such a monster, Jack. Do you know what I mean? And that, funny touches like that. And when you can slip over in bird poo as well, I just think that's kind of funny.
I actually agree with you. Little things they put in the game that you
exactly,
like,
attention to detail.
Like, only a few people are going to notice, but you do it and you're like, wow, I'm glad they did that. It makes the game so much better, just for that one thing.
I tell you what, they did the same thing in Metal Gear Solid 1, where if you rang up to save your game and kept saying no over and over again, she'd eventually not let you save your game.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. They'd say,
cool.
No, you can't, and they just hang up on you, and it's like, oh, I'm sad now. Or if you just keep ringing up, they go, what is it? And they get really angry at you and stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you follow Meryl into the ladies' bathroom and then ring up someone, they'll say, "You're such a perv."
Yeah, classic Metal Gear. I've got that game sat on my shelf for the PlayStation 1 as we speak. The Special
cool.
Missions edition. I need to get that. Even if it's just for the nostalgia factor, that game is so good.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on to the next rage. What is your rage, Mr. Nux?
Oh, my rage. I say that like, oh.
Oh, me! Oh, I didn't know.
me. Oh, thank you. I'm so
Oscar.
honoured. Yeah. I'd like to thank parents, God. No. Metro Last Light came out this week, and as a sort of pre-order bonus, you could order, or you could pre-order the game and get the hardest setting, the hardest difficulty.
The second difficulty. There's only two, and that's one of them.
Ranger mode. Is there not normal, medium, and then
normal
Ranger mode?
And Ranger mode, that's it.
So there's only two difficulties, and you have to buy the second one.
Yep.
Well, I think that states my point quite clearly. I think we can move on. No,
This should
is
never be a
exactly the
thing.
point. Yeah, exactly. We shouldn't even be discussing this. What you are basically doing is selling core elements of your game. It's like if you sell the save game, I fucking swear to God, EA, if you listen to this and get ideas, that is it. That is absolutely it.
You're
I swear to God.
feeding the enemy.
Save games, you wouldn't ever sell them as a sort of extra in a game, do you know what I mean? Leveling up, you'd never sell that as an extra in a game. Multiplayer, you'd never sell that as an extra. You might sell multiplayer maps for those who are dedicated to your multiplayer and want to expand their multiplayer thing, do you know what I mean? But never in a million years do you sell core gaming elements such as difficulty levels, multiplayer settings, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. DLC Quest, I see you in the TeamSpeak chatting about DLC Quest. That's just a funny sort of parody game. They
sell the
ability
start page. They sell pools, they sell the menu, they sell everything.
Exactly. Is it going to get to that point where we're selling, like, you can't pause this game unless you spend $5 to buy it? Do you know what I mean? If we don't step up to this now and say, look, where do we draw the line? You've started to sell us difficulties, then there needs to be some retribution for this. Like, you can't do it, basically. Like, you wouldn't. I'm trying to put this in simple terms. You wouldn't go into buy a TV and come away with just the frame and the stand. Like, it's like you're missing the main monitor. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a core part of the TV. You need it to watch the TV, but you've got the frame and the stand, but you haven't got the actual screen that goes in the TV. That's kind of what this feels like. You'd never, ever catch Philips selling TVs and being like, oh, you could pay extra and actually be able to use this machine. Do you know what I mean? And it just feels like that. And we need to draw the line somewhere and say, yo, this shit has to stop. You are absolutely flogging gamers for every last penny in the time of economic downturn. And really, we need to be more selective about where like Angry Joe says, vote with your wallet. Do you know what I mean? And as such, I am heavily voting with mine and my 100 subscribers. God bless you all. I've sort of done a little boycott to say I'm not ever playing I think it's Deep Silver or something like that, the main games company who initiated this whole thing. I'm just never going to play a single one of their games until they start treating their customers with a bit more respect. But as usual, Gamers Rage has started and I've gone off on my little tangent, so please input to make me sound like a balanced person. Thank you.
Go on then, Mr. Dave. I'll let you go first.
So much input required.
I'm sorry. I do this every week, every month.
Oh, damn, I was actually going to say something. I've totally forgot what it was.
Do we have to buy it for an extra $5?
Oh, that's what it's going to be. When it comes down to it, I agree with what you're saying. That obviously they're just... the thing is, when it comes down to it, is they know they can do it. And as much as we're all going, now this is ridiculous, there's still the majority of people that are still going to buy it. So basically, as long as they can still get away with it, they're going to keep doing it. Like when the rumours came out about the Xbox being new Xbox being internet only. And everyone was like, this is preposterous, you can't do this.
This is unacceptable.
And they said, no, you know, it's just like a normal Xbox. Whether you have internet or not, you can still play it, yada, yada, yada. The fact of the matter is, at some point, let's face it, who doesn't have internet in their house? I mean, you wouldn't even know that the internet... Basically, if you knew that the Xbox was going to be internet only, you have the internet. So,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, they could have done that. They could have made it internet only, and people would have been angry, people would have been outraged, but it wouldn't have mattered because they would have went out and got internet so they can play it.
The thing with that, though, is that it's not the thing that Total Biscuit mentioned, and I refer to him a lot because he's quite a knowledgeable entity within this playing field, as it were. He said on the point of... God, I've totally forgot what we're talking about. Sorry, can you just...
Charging DLC for... Charging for DLC difficult.
No. What Dave's point just was...
About Xbox being internet only.
Yeah, no, the thing is that their servers, if their servers ever go down, it's not our internet connection that we're worried about, it's theirs, do you know what I mean? So like, say, with the SimCity Always On DLC thing, if their servers went down, it would affect everybody on who's the Always On, do you know what I mean? It's not our internet that we're worried about. An always on system would be fine if the internet was always on and if the servers were always on and everything, the connection was never going to go down. That would be fine and perfect and we probably wouldn't have a problem with that. But we don't live in that perfect world, unfortunately. So that.
Yeah, the thing is, when it comes down to it, game companies, as much as they try and please everyone, they can actually do whatever the hell they like because everyone will bitch and they will moan, but then they will go out and do it anyway. Because they want the game, or they want the console, or so on and so forth. Like all these people that, like the main people that are the Call of Duty commentators, and I really hate the term commentator, but that's something completely different for another day. But I've got a huge beef with that. Don't get me started. But yeah, but like people who do that every time a new COD comes out, everyone's like brr, 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 this, that. There's a slight thing that I like and this person doesn't like, and blah 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 blah. Yet they all go out and they buy the game at midnight release, and they all come out and they upload videos, and it doesn't matter. These companies know they can do whatever the hell they like because regardless of whether people like it or not, they're still going to go out and buy the game. So
there's always someone out there that is going to pay for their product no matter what they do.
And I'll be a
those
hypocrite.
people are very, very silly.
And I'd be a hypocrite though if I said there was stuff where I've sat there and gone, "Oh, this game looks stupid," and then I've gone out and bought it anyway. I mean, like last
done that myself.
Yeah, I'd be a hypocrite if I said I didn't. There's been games where I've said, "No, I'm not getting that. That's ridiculous," and then I've gone out and done it anyway, like DLC for COD. Or, I mean, as I say, I haven't touched those games in years now, but. Back in the day, I spent countless money and hours playing those games, and I'd be sitting there every night shouting at how stupid someone on my team was, or how bad the connection was, or how bad this gun was. And then and then next day I'd pick up the pad and start playing it again, you know? And then spend money on DLC when it come out. And this.
But the thing with the DLC for games like Call of Duty, like even just the zombies, not if you didn't include the multiplayer maps, the zombies maps alone were just fantastic in nearly every way.
Only reason I got DLC.
Exactly.
Towards the end,
mainly the only reason I got it was to find out the moon and all things like that, and that was, you know what I mean, that was amazing.
But then at that point I started losing interest. I don't know why they kind of milked something I liked a bit too much. If I was to go play zombies, I wouldn't. I've got all the DLC for Black Ops 1. I've got like, the zombie DLC, so like Derizen or Derizen or however the hell it's supposed to be said. I've got all the DLC for that.
Asylum.
Yeah. And
I love the Asylum.
Shino Numa and all that. I've got all that.
Yeah,
but I would still go back and play it on World at War instead. I love World at War.
Oh, Retro, the original.
Oh my god, I love World at War. It was the first COD I ever played, and I love that game with a fiery passion. I think it's better than all of them combined. I love it so much. But
first COD I played was Black Ops, and that was only about a year ago. I took forever to get into the COD franchise just because I was like, no, Activision charges too much for DLC, I'm going to boycott it. And then I got it and I was like, damn, I like this. Shit.
That's the thing, it's oddly addictive. It's the leveling up. It wasn't the gameplay, it was the leveling up that got me. And that's why I've managed to move on to single player games. Or I say move back to single player games, and I've been fine. Because that's what I used to get addicted to about the old games, was the story and the leveling up.
See, for COD, the thing I enjoy most is trolling my teammates. If you find someone who's an arsehole on your team, it's like, you know what? I've got flashbangs. Enjoy! And then just run around, just keep trying to flashbang them and be like, oh, I've died. Never mind, flashbangs again!
Yeah, yeah.
And in Left 4 Dead, I just love the 4-player co-op, you know. It's a good way to make friends online.
Actually, that's a good point, you saying that, because nowadays I tend to find I do not play multiplayer games unless they're either with people I know in real life or on the internet, but people I know, or if it's a co-op multiplayer, like the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, I'll play that, or Left 4 Dead, I'll play that, because it's co-op multiplayer. I'm done playing where you're against people, like Call of Duty, because it winds me up. There are too many stupid people out there.
I'll tell you what, the amount of hate mail I receive on Left 4 Dead from people when you beat them or when you teabag them because they're being silly, and then they're like, oh, you fucking faggot, come fight me 4v4. It's like, dude, calm down. It's a game. I'm just going to send you a love heart and tell you to enjoy a burrito. I'm not even joking. I literally said that to the last person. It was like, oh, you fucking faggot, come fight me 4v4, get your team together. I was like, dude, there's only 2 of us. Sent him a love heart and said, go enjoy a burrito. It was just like, wow.
On my Faster Than Light video, I actually got my troll to apologise to me. It was amazing.
Oh, you don't even want to know about the trolls I've got to apologise to me. I jumped into this party once my friends had gone offline, and there was 4 of them all trying to trash talk me. And I beat them down so much with my words that one of them apologised and the others had to kick me because I was just making them sound so bad. And I was just like, yep, take that.
That reminds me, there's a bit of a funny story. I played Left 4 Dead with some of my mates from college, and we were playing the co-op, like going through it together, and then we're like, oh, let's try some multiplayer. And we went into the multiplayer, and it split us up. So me and my mate are on one team, and my other mate was on the other team. We joined like really late into the game, so it was like the last round left. And so we were playing for maximum 5 minutes. Came back into it, and he's gone. Like the guy who was on the other team. We're like, where is he? He sends us a message. In 5 minutes, he got himself kicked.
Yeah.
No way.
And he literally, the second he went in, he just went fag to everyone. It's because, like, little did they know, for the rest of the day, we'd been saying that to each other as like an inside joke. So the second he went in there, he started saying it to them, and it managed, in like literally in the space of 5 minutes, he was gone.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what, right? On the Xbox version, you can join a game immediately and immediately be kicked before you even do anything, just because your gamer tag is like one that they've never seen before. If they've never seen your gamer tag, they will kick you. Or if they've seen it and hate you, they'll just kick you without caring, you know?
That's another reason why I stopped playing multiplayer stuff. I'd sit there and I'd think, oh, I've got a couple of hours before work, or may have just finished work, I want to chill out for a sec. Chuck in a bit like Call of Duty or sort of Battlefield or something like that. Well, actually, not as much Battlefield, mainly Call of Duty. I wouldn't even have my mic on, or I'd have my mic on and I'd just cough or something like that. The second I get the lobby, some guy would be like, "Fuck you, Captain Dave."
It's like, what did I do?
Yeah, the game isn't started and I don't have a mic. And the second I join in, they're like, "Fuck you!" It's like, what did I do?
Yeah, if you don't have a mic, you don't get to play on Left 4 Dead. That's how that goes. And it's ridiculous, isn't it? That was one of my gamer ages at one point, which is I hate multiplayer games because it connects you to arseholes, basically.
Although, you saying about not having a mic, sometimes it is fun being the silent assassin.
Yes.
You're playing with a bunch of people and you dominate. Not like beating them, like say it's a co-op game, or like you're on the same team as them or something, and they're all doing all right, but you are miles better than them. And they all have mics and you don't. And they're like, Captain Dave, talk to us, or something like that. Or you have a mic but it's turned off, so they see the mic symbol but you're just not talking. They're like, say something, and literally just before you go, you just like drop just one word and then log off. It's just the silent assassin. They're like, who was that guy?
He's a mysterious man.
Well, we've just gone off rails again slightly, but it's cool. The highlight reel discussion.
Let's start with your one today, Mr. Nux.
Yeah, it's just me and DR causing havoc in the Twilight Forest as usual, and I don't know what made me laugh so much about what happened in the video, but it was just out of nowhere, and yeah, it was good fun. You've both seen it, haven't you? Where the giggling.
The incessive giggling from nowhere
The
after
incessant
Mr.
giggling.
T reference.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Oh no, you've already seen it. It's been played, so
Yeah.
I can spoilers all I want.
Yes.
Oh, this is my friend Pain, and then that just set me off, and I was gone for hours. Yeah.
And Digi was having a
And
bit
then
of a giggle.
Yeah, and DR said that I need to see a shrink. So there you go.
Oh,
that
dear.
sums up my clip right there.
Well, next clip will be Captain Dave's. Would you like to talk us through your one, sir?
Yeah, sure. Well, my one is something that's like miles away from actually happening in my walkthrough, but it is the very, very famous clip, or almost you could say iconic clip within the Mass Effect trilogy, which they brought out in every single game, and that is with the reporter Bensini Aldeli Talante, or whatever the hell her name is. It's really long, and I can never get it right. But I basically go through and give a perfect interview with her. Of course, in the clip, you don't see that bit. And then right at the very end, she asks me a seemingly nice enough question as it is. And my bipolar shepherd just completely flips out of her and delivers a massive falcon punch. And she gets knocked on a reporter ass. And I find it very hilarious. And that's pretty much the clip. But basically, that one clip practically sums up my channel. So I thought it was perfect to use, to be honest with you.
Falcon punch!
Yeah, exactly.
Wait until this podcast goes out.
Oh.
I need to see that video. That's going to be hilarious. I know exactly the part you're talking about as well.
Yeah, and do you know what the best thing is? Obviously, it's not in the clip, but when actually the episode comes out, I do the perfect interview before that, and I'm so polite and nice to her. And then she asks one question, the shepherd's like, "I've had enough of your insertions," or something, wherever it is he says, and it's just like punch right in her face. Classic. And I was like, I don't care about what happens. It was totally worth it.
That was absolutely hilarious just watching that clip, though. And you knew exactly that you wanted that to be your clip, because as soon as I said, we need a clip, you was like, I know the one. I know exactly what I want.
The second I started the walkthrough, I was looking forward to that one moment.
I cannot wait.
Whole life has been building up to that one moment.
The best thing is I know it happens in 2 and 3 as well. So.
You know it's coming again at some point.
Yeah. Oh, the Falcon Punch will return. You just wait.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome,
But yeah, that's
sir.
fine.
Alright.
Yours, Matt?
My one was just basically the introduction to Wrath of the Fallen, a co-op project with Peacemaker, where he was like, let's do easy mode. That's what they recommend. Let's go for easy. I was like, yeah, I want to do hard. And I started motioning towards hard, and I was like, alright, let's do easy. And when he was about to push the easy button, I just pushed the normal button. And he got quite mad. And it shows throughout that easy is definitely recommended.
Oh, poor Peacemaker. That's not cool.
I basically spend the entire, 2.5 hours, 3 hours of the game just trolling him in minute ways. Starting off with normal difficulty and whatnot.
Hardcore Chaos is coming up. You and Peacemaker are going to be quite good at it after your little adventure map, I feel.
Did you not see how many times we died?
Well, I don't know. Overall, you might improve your fighting skills.
There's only so fast you can click the mouse button.
Well, this is true. But then, between clicks, maybe you can shield up and defend with your sword and things like that. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe you just be better and you'll kill everyone in the family, and that won't be cool.
Well, the only
Very
trouble I had
upset.
last one was Trev. He killed me, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn. And now he's on my team.
Trev is brutal, yeah. Trev's quite good. Vekin was quite good at PvP. So we've got, I think, the family. Hang on, if I just click on the little list. I know
G,
we've gone
Awesome,
off on a
Digi,
slight
and
tangent
EG.
here. Is that what it is?
Yep,
me,
and it's me,
EG,
Peace, Trev,
Awesome
and
Endeavours.
Bit Viper on the other one.
Okay.
Although I'm not too sure if BV's going to be up for it.
I think maybe if our newest member, or Arnie, we don't mind giving you a 5th player if Bit Viper's on your team, obviously, because he might have to go midway through.
Yeah.
So we don't really mind giving you a 5th player.
Woo!
It should be very cool. I'm looking forward to it. But that's Hardcore Chaos. I've now lost my notes regarding the podcast.
All that's left is the guest challenge, which I don't know if we have one or not.
Oh, no. I thought I'd come up with one.
Yes?
Come on. I am going to issue to you, Matt the Geek, seeing as how I know you have the game. And I'm going to issue on a map that is yet to be determined a high score challenge on Batman Arkham City. Who can get the highest score? I'm yet to pick which map it's going to be and also which character it's going to be.
Oh,
I haven't
no.
decided that yet. Oh, actually, point if you only have the DLC, then maybe I might have to restrict it down to Batman.
I will get the DLC, don't you worry.
But anyway,
Is this going to be on like console or PC?
for
does
me,
it
it will
not
have to be
matter?
on console. It have to be on
Console, that's
for
fine.
me on Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Unfortunately, I
getting
don't have it
mine.
on PC.
That's
That's good.
fine.
Yeah, so I'll pick a map at some point. But when I do pick a map, me, you, high score setting time.
It's on.
Nice.
It's on.
Get your combos ready, boys.
Yeah, I'm dreadful at the combos. I didn't realise you had to actually time your punches, so this is going to go very well.
If you really want to, you can just mash the X button. But
That's what I have been doing. I've been playing
if you-
Arkham Asylum, and I was like, right, it's like, how can I not get a critical? And then I watched your video, I was like, time it, bloody hell.
Oh yeah. If you want to get criticals in Arkham Asylum, you need to time them just right.
Yeah.
And same with City as well. But
I had
tell you,
no idea.
They did actually really upgrade the combat from Arkham Asylum to City. I didn't think it was possible, but they did it. But yeah,
Can you do Thousand Fists of Fury in Asylum?
You cannot know.
I didn't think
No.
so, because I was like, damn it, I'm mashing this button, where's the Thousand Fists of Fury?
And in fairness, as much as I'd love to take credit for that, that's actually what that move's called, is Thousand Fists of Fury.
Really?
Or I think it's just called Fist of Fury. I'm not sure if it's 1,000 Fists of Fury, but it seemed like
Was
he
that
delivered
not- That was Blanca's move, wasn't it? On Street Fighter, was that not his?
That's
he did
probably E
That
Honda.
could be it.
Yeah.
That's E Honda. Blanca
could be
was
it.
the
Oh
electric
yeah,
guy.
Honda.
Yeah, actually, John, I'm going to look it up now because I can't remember if the move's actually called that or if the challenge you get for it is called that. But one of them is called Thousand Fists of Fury. I know I didn't make it up myself, as much as I'd love to give myself credit for it. But
Well, good. You should just take it. Just be like, yeah, that was me. Totally me.
Yeah.
Came
Oh.
to me in a dream.
Oh, there it goes. I just typed it on YouTube and it popped up. Thousand Fists of Fury challenge.
Oh, it's a challenge, is it?
Religions. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back if I find it.
Well, we know it's from somewhere. But I believe that draws us to a close, does it not?
I feel it does, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with us, Dave. It's been really cool. We haven't really,
Oh, thank you. I love being here. It was great.
We haven't really. We sort of know each other from school, kind of, in a way, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's been cool catching up. I think we need to do it more often. I think now that you've been on the podcast, I think we're going to catch up and play a lot of games and do that sort of stuff. So there'll be plenty of time for us to chill out and yeah.
I
really
just
cool.
remembered there is 2 things left that I need to say.
Oh,
Oh.
hello.
First of which is the secret word for this month.
Oh yes.
Oh, I need to think of a secret word very, very quickly. Okay.
The secret word. Am I missing out on something?
There's
here?
a secret phrase that we say at the very end, and you have to leave it in the comments when you leave a comment. And I don't know. What should we go with?
All right. I thought it was like some dominatrix thing.
No,
What's
no.
the secret word.
What's the secret word?
Banana hammock. Banana hammock.
That's it. Secret
That's
word is
done.
banana hammock. Banana hammock. There you go. From our
God.
guest.
God, what have I started?
Banana hammock. Banana hammock.
Done.
And the other
Is there a
thing,
possibility for a prize if you get the secret word?
it's not going to be a prize for the secret word. You will need to leave the secret phrase, but it's also going to be another thing. It's going to be find the hidden image. Somewhere throughout this podcast on Matt the Geek's channel and somewhere on the ChaosNova one, it's going to be in 2 separate locations. There is going to be a very brief image pop up and say, secrets! You have to find that, and you have to let me know in the comments. First person to get it wins a game from the Steam library. I will leave a list of... Actually, I've got a list on... No, I've closed Steam down.
Do you need to get one? Do you need to get one, or do you need to get both of them?
No, there's going to be 2 giveaways. There's going to be one on the ChaosNova.com
Ooh.
and one on Matt the Geek's channel. So,
Ooh.
if you'd like to try and win yourself a lovely little game, then by all means... Oh, no, okay, Steam! But yes, you need to go banana hammock, and leave the time of which the secret sign pops up. The games you can win are one of the following: Beyond Good and Evil, Nation Red, Terraria, Hydrophobia Prophecy, Trine 2, Dungeon Defenders, the Blackwell Bundle, Fulu Saves the World and Breath of Death 7, the double pack, Portal 2, Spellforce 2 Gold Edition, Legendary, Just Cause 1, or... that's just DLC, that one. Or Bad Rats.
Can I just say, the Blackwell series is by Wadget Eye Games, and I've only played a couple of their games, and they are fantastic. I promise you, they are fantastic, fantastic games. So, if you win the competition, it's just my recommendation right there.
But
and don't you
then-
get like 3 games with that instead of just
4
one?
games.
You get like 4 games, so just something to consider.
But yes, so you will leave, the banana hammock, and the time, and then the game that you would like. And the very first person to leave that wins. That needs to be one on each of the channels, so there's 2 winners. Can't be the same winner on both channels, though. But
Personally,
yes,
I think I'd go with Portal 2.
Portal 2,
Fantastic
Yeah.
yes.
Portal 2 is an
Love
excellent
that
game.
Plus,
Portal 2 is an
GLaDOS'
excellent game.
GLaDOS' voice is going to be in a film called Pacific Rim. Just thought I'd shout that out.
Nice.
Am I the
Oh,
only one
and
that giggled when you said Rim?
Yeah. It looks like a god awful film made better by GLaDOS, if you ask me. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
We have
Oh,
come
that's
full
awesome.
circle, it seems.
We're at the end.
We are at the end.
The end.
But yes, thank you very much for joining
Yes.
us, good sir.
Thank you
thanks
very
very
much, Captain Dave.
Absolute pleasure.
Here's the
Oh,
part
thank
where we
you.
stand up. Oh, Captain, my Captain!
And to you, my man, I say, boom, baby. But no,
Oh man, you are welcome. You are welcome back anytime, good sir. Anytime.
thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's been actually a great time.
And I'm
fun.
sorry you couldn't. I'm sorry you couldn't meet the third of our little trio of people, awesome endeavours. But I'm sure he sends his love and happiness and all that good stuff. And
Oh, there you
he
go.
wishes he could be here.
Gives me a reason to come back, doesn't it?
It
That's
certainly
it. You get
does.
to meet him.
But yeah, Mikey Roki. Well, thank you very much for having me.
Sign off then, gentlemen. I have
Yes,
been
thank
Matt
you
the
very
Geek.
much.
Toodaloo.
Catch you guys later.
And I've been Nux V1. Thank you very much for listening to the ChaosNova.com podcast for May. We will see you next time, guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.
See you in June.